Hi, Seaslander. Welcome, welcome. You want to ask something? Yeah, go for it. Just ask. I guess slang for calling someone old. Ooh. Well, Pyro. But with age comes wisdom, you know? You can now, like, whenever somebody is doing, like, something stupid, you can come up with, like, a grandpa voice and then be like, back in my days, we did it that way. Or something like this. How do you feel about death in beginning? Okay, these are words which are not commonly used together, I feel like. So like you mean in terms of like is there implied that death is a beginning? Or do you mean beginning and then like further along the line, death? Do you have peace with death? Hmm. I feel like death itself is not something I'm scared of, or I'm concerned about. Like, obviously, I'm not like reckless. I like don't try to die or anything. But at the same time, I feel like death, like my death, is low-key irrelevant to me because if I'm dead, I'm dead. Like I don't like we don't know if any of these like religions are true or not. But like since we don't know, it also doesn't really matter to like worry about that. Like I'm just trying to like I'm not trying to have a certain life for the possibility of a religion actually not being bullshit and being true. Like I feel like, like after death problems are like if there are any, it's like after death me problems. Because I can't really do anything for that. So yeah, like death itself, irrelevant to me. Um, Death of friends and family, oh my god, a whole different topic. Really bothersome, sometimes. But usually one of those things where you like, I don't know, like there's times where you don't really, like where you're not really concerned about this. And then there's times where like, I don't know, like your grandparent is like really sick and then like all of a sudden you're like really concerned about them dying, right? But it like comes in waves, sort of. Um, but what I do try to do and what I sort of live by, which is, I guess, connected to this, um, is I don't want to like for me like with me in my relationship it would also be with my kids or like with really good friends. um like I don't want to leave from each other without having fixed a problem if there's a conflict. Like if there's a conflict, I will always try to fix the conflict first and then like everybody can go about their way. But like I really don't like this idea of like this like very like movie like scenario of like you having like a conflict and then somebody like leaves and like I don't know like gets into a car accident or something. Um so I'm like really like I'm trying to like fix conflict first sort of. But I also really don't like having conflict like laying around. So I'm just sort of like a person who's like I see conflict. Let's fix that right now, actually. Um, and apart from that, I really just don't want to regret things. Like, I want to live a life where I don't have many regrets. Like, I feel like I don't want to be like 90 and be like, oh, I wish I would have done more of this. I wish I would have done more of that. Um, yeah. But yeah. So I don't really like, I'm not really concerned with death itself. When you die, everything else does matter. Yeah, like yeah, it's over then, right? Like there's no, I don't know. My only fear about that is if I realized at the end that I wasn't happy or I was lonely. Yeah. Hi, Night Sean, by the way, welcome. Because I've made my peace with it recently and want... Wait, it recently and want and I... What? Want and I've... So you made your peace with not knowing, and that's okay. That's what I'm getting from this. I feel like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, what we can take to heart a little bit is that we don't have endless time. And I feel like that's a concept we forget quite easily. But we don't have endless time, and it doesn't really matter, like... I feel like it doesn't actually really matter when we die. Like, because one could argue, like, well, if you die with 40, you have like significantly less time than if you die with 80 or something. But to be fair, if we see, sorry, dyslexia. Oh, it's absolutely fine. I just like, I'm just struggling. Like, I don't make a judgment or anything about you in that moment. I'm just like trying to understand. So like, help me if I get something wrong, right? What would I... Fuck. Yeah, okay, no, I'm here. So, yeah, one could argue you have like significantly less time if you only get 40 instead of 80, right? But knowing it's a finite amount of time is like if you spend 60, like, let's say you have like 100 hours. If you spend 80 hours of those happy, but you know you had 100 hours, and the last 20 hours you didn't spend happy, it's like, I don't know, like, it would have been nicer to spend the entire 100 hours happy, right? Where I feel like if you have like, if you know you only had like 50 hours, but you spent the entire 50 hours happy, like, it still like could be better than like spending the like, or like feel better than spending like 80 hours of 100 hours happy and knowing like the last 20 hours you could have been happy but you haven't been. So I'm sort of like, it doesn't really matter when I die, but of the time I have right now, because it's like not a thing you can change afterwards, right? Like the time you have is sort of like, it's like coming like hour by an hour. So I feel like just trying to use the time at your disposal right now, even if you don't know if you get like 10 more hours or not, I don't think I would feel less wasteful if I'm wasting this hour when I would know I have 10 more hours, or if I wouldn't have 10 more hours. Because like, I don't know, it would still have been wasted and I could have had like more nice time, I guess. So I feel like I'm not really too concerned with like when I die or something. I'm more concerned about actually like life quality being influenced. Because I feel like, I don't know, like right now, for example, I have my legs, I can like do all the things I want, right? Like I can see and stuff. And like there's always things which can happen which make you like disabled or blind or something like this. So I feel like just, yeah, like in a general sense, appreciate the time you have right now. Because there is nothing guaranteed. And even if it were guaranteed, your time is gonna be over at some point. And I feel like that's why we should like enjoy every time we have. I saw something where people only remember the last 10%-ish of an activity. For example, if you play a game when you're doing terrible, but the last 30-ish rounds you're actually cooking, you'll feel better and about it than if you were doing pretty well. Well, game, but the last 3 rounds you couldn't even get 3 kills. Bad example, but I needed something to explain it. I mean, that's like true, right? It's true for an activity. Like this is not true for your entire life, right? Like if you're like 80 and your last year has been amazing, but like all like 79 years before that, it's been like absolute garbage. Like you're definitely gonna feel better than if like all of your years have been like shit, right? So it's like still net positive. But at the same time, you would feel like you will probably still have some regrets. If you could like change that easily. But yeah. There's definitely like a lot of people which are like sort of happy now, but just wish that they would have enjoyed something more which they only had back then. Like very classic example for this is parents. Like there's a lot of parents who wish they would have spent more time with their children when they were young. Because when children are young, they're sort of like, because they're more dependent on you, and because they, I don't know, just don't have like too much stuff to do, you can like easily spend more time with them. Versus, I don't know, like if they work later on, have their own family and stuff like this, it's like harder. So like there are certain things where we can only have something in certain moments and not like it's not at our disposal the entire time. And I feel like sometimes we really want stability or really want something which we don't have right now. And because of that, we neglect the things we do have right now. For example, when you study, you might be like, oh man, I wish I would be working and have like the money and stuff like this, have my own apartment. Like if you're living like in like housing with like other students, then maybe you're like fed up and like, oh damn, like I wish I would have my own apartment and stuff like this. But I don't know, I feel like that sometimes leaves us like not enjoying what we do have in that moment. Because having people in your house and not being alone can actually be quite nice. Having like friends or possible friends that close and having that much time actually is quite rare. Like later on when people have family, they just have way more stuff to do, right? And I don't know, that's also like in school. Like there's so many people who are like, oh my god, I hate school, like fuck that, whatever. But there's a lot of good things about the time where you're usually in school, which is that you don't need to work and then you have more time and then you see your friends every day and then you can meet up with friends more often. So I feel like, I don't know, like always try to make the best out of your situation right now. Like even in that month where we had to renovate the apartment here, and it was like so much work, so much work. And I don't know, like I felt like my back was breaking the entire time. Um, but it also was like a very, I don't know, I guess like a very unique experience because I was like doing like handiwork the entire day. I could choose all of the things of my apartment and actually like create sort of like I could choose the wall color and which wall should be there and which shouldn't, and like all of these things. And we got like a lot of new stuff, like a new kitchen, for example, new floor and stuff like this. And so I don't know, like having all of these decisions and being able to like do them is also quite unique because like now that all our stuff is in here, and we can't like lay any floor or like choose the flooring or something. Like the floor is in. Like this would be so much more work. And at the same time, it's like I don't know, like we have so much decor and everything already. Like just working and being like without a care in the world about like dust and stuff like this is really nice. To be fair, meeting my friends is always nice because right now I can't even talk to them just because they're at school and I'm not. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I feel like that's what we should enjoy. Like we should really try to just enjoy whatever we can in that moment. So for example, like, I don't know, like sometimes it's like really annoying to live in like a small apartment. Um, but I don't know, there's some things also like really nice about living in a small apartment because it means that you like also have like your neighbors are really close. Like you don't have much to clean. You like, you know, like there's like certain things which are like positives about that. Also like if you have like anybody over, it's more like a sleepover than like really them just visiting. And I don't know, like sometimes you feel like, oh, but we would really love like a pizza oven and stuff like this. But I don't know, I'm sort of like, I feel like this is just not the time. And like at some point we like maybe gonna have a house and stuff like this, and I feel like that's gonna be the pizza oven time then. So there's like always, I don't know. I feel like sometimes leaving some things open for a good time can also be nice. Instead of being like, oh no, I need it right now. Like, I don't know. I feel like in a small apartment, it's the time of frozen pizza. It's not the time of like perfect pizza oven, whatever thing. Um, but yeah, it could also like for other people, it could be the time where they do have a pizza oven on their like really on their balcony, and it's like that like really fun memory. Like we have like some friends who like back then had like a small apartment with like one of those windows at like which is like sideways, sort of like on an angle. And they were grilling like with that window open because they didn't have a balcony. I'm pretty sure that's illegal, but at the very least it was like a really nice memory and a really fun memory for them. So yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's times for everything and you just sort of need to make the best out of your life. Especially knowing if there's a specific person you can't talk to for nearly the entire day. Yeah. On the balcony, well, they didn't really have a balcony, right? So it was only like sort of in the window. Yeah. So yeah. Really, I guess that's sort of like really like also again saying what like Neko Crafter was saying, like, you know what they say, die with memories, not with dreams. Like I feel like we sort of like came like full circle just sort of back to this. Um and yeah. Hi Pandas, welcome, welcome. You regret a metric shit ton of things? Ooh, that can be tough. I see pizza oven sounds fun, but how often would you really use it? Like, I love pizza, but I don't even eat it weekly. Why should I get one then? Yeah, definitely. It's a luxury item. Like, you're entirely right. It's absolutely, it's just like a really luxurious item. Um, but for some people, it's like a really, I don't know, like a really nice thing, right? And could make like really, really nice memories. But yeah, you just have like a certain amount of time and resources. And I think using them on what actually matters is like really important. Also, in terms of time, like just because we think about money quite actively, I feel like sometimes. But coming back to like the time thing, um, I feel like choosing who you spend your time with in terms of people is also a really important decision. Like I'm glad I don't have contact to my dad anymore. Like, and I don't like waste any time on that. It was always drama. It was wasting so much on my time on complete unnecessary conflict bullshit. Um And it's also like one of the reasons why I have like less contact to my mom. And like, I don't know, like to be fair, I'm also like a person, I'm really bad with like long distance friendships. Because I don't know, it feels low-key useless. Like, don't get me wrong, like if it's only for a certain time, like they can always come, you know, if they're here, we usually have great time together. But like it's not like if they live far away, it's not gonna be the same connection as with people I see face to face. Like they can't coddle me when I'm sad or anything, you know, because they're not here. And that's like that's entirely fair, you know. But it's just changing the friendship I have with them. Like I don't expect them to, I don't know, have time for like everything which is happening or like be in on every small detail of our lives, but you just sort of like share what you have time to share and what is like worth sharing even to a person who lives like far away. So you have daddy issues? Well, who doesn't? Like, look at this society. Mm. Mm. This is not properly mixed. No. I noticed something going wrong while I was mixing it. But I really thought I'd got everything because I checked the corners from outside and was like, okay, there's nothing, that should be fine. Ugh. I'm gonna have like pieces of protein powder in my protein drink. Well, or no pieces. I have mental issues. I'm just special. Let me be. I am. I feel like Loki. Are mental issues special? Like, one could argue like neurodivergencies are mental issues. Any type of mental health disease are mental issues. Compulsive obsessive disorder, mental issue. Like who doesn't have a mental issue? Like, at all? You know, like a depressive episode is a mental issue, right? It's kind of sad to hear, though. What necessarily, the daddy issues thing, or? Well, sadly, some dreams aren't very realistic. For example, dreaming of going pro in a game. I feel like, hot take from me, but I think the main thing differentiating somebody who's becoming a pro player, for example, to somebody who's not becoming a pro player but would want to, is a combination of many things, but essentially it's just not giving up, whatever the odds are, and putting in the work which is necessary to achieve it. Even if it's like, even if it shouldn't take that work, like even if it's unfair, it doesn't matter, but just putting in the work anyways. Like, I don't know, like you're 18. I feel like if you would want to go pro in Valorant, like going pro is also like there's different levels of pro, being pro, right? Like you could also, for example, like on the way to becoming pro, noticing that you might not become pro, but that you become like a coach or something. You know, like there's a lot of things which are sort of like close to the goal, which might actually then still be like nice. But I feel like what really matters with that as well, that our life like is not like our world isn't fair, and for some people it will take a bunch of work, like a whole shit ton of work. And a balanced life is usually not leading you to extremes, you know, because it's about balance, right? So if you want to be extremely good at something, your life is not going to be balanced. Like if you look at any type of like pro athletes, their life is usually not really balanced. That's why like mental health issues are like a common thing. So I don't know, like it takes a bunch of work. So I feel like to actually go pro in something, you need to become like one of the best on the entire planet, right? So I feel like that would literally mean playing Valorant the entire day for years. Like I have no idea about this, right? Like this is only my guess, but I feel like it's like breathing Valorant, literally. Like watching any type of pro player, coaches, whatever, playing Valorant day in, day out, joining one of those like orgas to get in a team, maybe even like pay somebody on Fiverr to like coach you in Valorant, or like find somebody in solo queue who's gonna coach you in Valorant. Like I feel like it's really like, for one, about not giving up and like going against all odds and like still doing it. And I think the second thing is getting all the support you can. Like, I don't know, like playing with really good players to just sort of like get how they think, sort of have contact to some type of coach or whatever, be in that orga is like helping you as well. I don't know, like all of that, you know? Okay, we just... I'm like, we're just gonna ban him, right? Because like... Wait. I'm struggling right now to find how to kick him. Uh... Oh, here. Huh? Right here. Yeah, I'm also trans... What? Okay. He is band. Yeah. I got it, finally. You need a proper blender to dissolve cocaine from a cold drink, ma'am. Actually, I have a proper blender, but things just went wrong today. Usually it works quite well, actually. Some long-distance friendships can work, but it has to be mutual between them both that give efforts. Yeah. Like, I feel like, yeah, it definitely, like, it can work. And, like, we have, like, a few long-distance friends, but it's just, like, while they are long distance, you know, we don't try to stay in contact, like, every day and, like, tell them about everything every day. It's like, when they come over, we catch up and all of that. But it's like, while we are apart, we just sort of, like, realize that we, like, can't give, like, what we, like, would want to, sort of, you know? Yeah, Excalibur earrings, sure. I definitely also, like, reported that name. So we'll see. Actually, I don't think we'll see. I don't think we'll know, to be fair. Alright, party people. You wanna do a mental health check-in? Or you don't want to? I'm going alright. My rainbow picture? Huh? Which rainbow picture? Eh? That? No. Like, that's the only rainbow I see. Sent her Discord 2 days ago. Ah. Yeah, I mean, it's not wrong. I am kind of gay, so, like, you know. Only gay people can make pictures with rainbows. I have an even more gay picture, wait. Where is it? Wait. Ah, here. Okay, it's way too hot. You can hover over it and then it gets big. Or at least to me it does. I have a bunch of emos, yep. I'm actually currently waiting on the response on what's it called? Wait. On Jack Robert, who's like doing like self-promotion in our Discord server and the self-promoting channel with the emotes there, because the emotes look freaking fabulous. And I asked him what it would cost if he would do like all of my emote slots, animated, non-animated, with those emotes. So I'm waiting to hear back from him. I bet it's gonna be expensive though, because I didn't even realize, but I have like 30 something normal emote slots and like 22 of animated ones. So it's like 50 something. So yeah, we're talking money here. But we'll see, and I'll maybe make like a donation goal or something. And then we could have like really like hand-painted, really cute emotes. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of emotes, right? So yeah. But it would be really cute emotes, I bet. So, you know. I'm like, meanwhile, I'm also like trying to like learn how to like draw digitally. But honestly, it's like, I don't know, it seems like dark magic to me. Like the shading, that it looks that good. Dark magic. You want to play Fortnite? Damn. It's bad. Anyway, guys, I wanted to get back on track here for a second with the mental health check-in. And you said, Pyro, there's like not much to discuss because like, you're just doing things and things are going all right. And I sort of wanted to, like, that reminded me of a talk I had with Zach the other day. Because like the other day we were sort of like, Zach was talking to me and was sort of like telling me how yeah, just sort of like how he's like out of it, you know, like works kind of sucks right now, and like the sun is gone so quick, it's getting dark so soon. And just that like also we have like a lot of appointments right now, like doctor's appointments and stuff, because I'm gonna have like 3 doctor's appointments in a couple of weeks. Really, really annoying. Because I need to make like an allergy test. And then like this week we had like 3 appointments, and the week before, right, we were like sick and he was sick as well and stuff like this. And on Sunday he had actually like a tennis tournament. And on Monday then though, he just felt like absolute garbage. And he was sort of like explaining me like I don't know, just how like everything sucks. And how he doesn't understand it because like on Sunday he felt like so great and now he feels like garbage. And go away, fly. And we talked, and then we sort of like came to the conclusion that like, well, like he's been sick the week before, right? And he was still like a little bit sick. So like while Sunday was like probably like really, really amazing and like feeling like really nice, like on Monday, like the physical exhaustion consequences came by. not only that, but also sort of like impacting his work, right? And that he's not feeling like that he's not as like productive, and that's why he's probably not achieving too much, and like not feeling like he's achieving too much, and like unhappy with that as well. Or like concentration is worse because he's like more inflamed than before again. And I also noticed how this theme sort of has been going on for 2 months or something now. They're like every couple of weeks, because Zach is like we live together, right? So I sort of like also not only we live together, but I don't know, I guess just sort of like because I'm autistic, like I really like I see quickly when a person is changing, especially when I know them really well. So I don't know, I sort of like noticed how Zach is actually in the last couple of months like just a little bit like gloomy, like less I don't know, like things just like pull him down more often than usually. And there's been like a couple times where he like came to me with like, oh, everything sucks right now. And there's like a lot of like reasons for this, right? So for example, he has like he applied for like a different job at a different company. He really liked, but he didn't hear anything back from them yet, and he thinks they probably don't want him, and that's really annoying because he really wanted to work there because he really felt like, I don't know, like really excited in the product. And so there's our reasons for this, right? But it's still a pattern because life has been going on the entire time, and even though there's like these like very specific things, it's still something which is not like the level of these disappointments is not out of the ordinary, right? Like, okay, like maybe he hasn't been like sick in summer, but I don't know, like something not working out at work or something has happened for sure. And I don't know, like maybe we have like a lot of appointments right now, but we definitely also had weeks in summer where we had a lot of appointments. So this is like a pattern where even though there's like, it seems like there's very specific sort of like physical reasons to this, it also can have a lot to do with your mental state on how do you say that? What is the word for it? I was looking for it before already, but I lost it there. And I need that word. How do you call that if a person is able to bounce back from disappointment or pain or something, or negative emotions and stuff like this? Resilience, exactly. So, yeah, like usually he's just more resilient than this. And in the last time he hasn't been. And not only he hasn't been, but on Monday it was really like, it wasn't like a mental breakdown or anything, but it was where I noticed his like energy switched, and he's like more like, it's not only those things, but it's also he's negative right now. Like there's sort of like the logic, the worldview changed for the worse in that moment. And yeah, so we talked about how, yeah, it's like the sickness and the like physical exhaustion from the sport, and he probably just needs some rest, blah, blah, blah. And the disappointment from the job he applied for. But we also talked about how this is maybe a pattern actually, and could also be connected to, for example, the winter-summer change. because that's also a big change, right? For the body, for motivation in general. That like you like start working, and if you finish working, it's already dark. So we sort of like came to like we're talking about that direction as well. And it's we talked about all of this and it got better. At the same time, a day later, I talked to him again, and there's no change in behavior. Where it's like, okay, like we found like reasons for this. Like we know sort of like the constellation here. It's like winter, like summer, winter. It's like the disappointment from that. It's like doing sport and like being like sick, sort of, and stuff like this. But there is like nothing. Like what does he want to do to become more resilient right now? Because I, for one, for example, I'm taking the entire time already, like since sort of like winter started and people like I heard about people getting sick. I started taking vitamin C to help my immune system. I started taking vitamin D and did actually like a vitamin D test where I found out that that my vitamin D is like way too low for like the winter summer change, especially. And then there's the whole like I have sort of like a I guess like a traditional ritual, whatever, with like winter decor, like Christmas decor. I'm like sort of like looking forward to and starting, which is also sort of like helping with the disappointment from going from summer where you've been doing like all of those things, right? And you've been doing like, I don't know, like you've been going to the gym a lot, you've been going outside a lot, you've been going swimming, like there's sun the entire time, the days feel long, you feel like you have energy, and now you go to winter and it's like it's turning gloomy and dark, it's raining a lot and stuff like this. Where like I don't know, like you may like there's more resistance to going outside, and going outside takes more energy than before. So making the inside like really nice and really comfy can sort of like really help me to just like see the positive of this time of year and be like, okay, well, like going outside sucks right now, but at the same time coming home feels that much nicer. And okay, it's turning dark early, and that's like really annoying because when the light is gone, you feel like less energized, sort of. But at the same time, like having all those extra lights and that decor inside gives like more light and more life to the apartment, and is giving more energy even if outside is dark. So there's some, like there are some things how I support myself with what's going on, I guess. And I noticed how Zach actually never once, while we were talking about all of this, while we talked about how this is the like winter summer switch and all of this, how he never once considered actually to take like anything like vitamin C, vitamin D, to I don't know, like to find some like I guess like something nice to look forward to, like a tradition or something like this. Um, and yeah, we sort of like I brought up this again, and I was sort of like asking him like why like do you just like why do you not want to take like vitamin D? Like do you hate it? Like do you think it's something bad or anything? Because technically, like from vitamin D, like you can't necessarily like have too much. Like there's like you can have too much, but there's nothing really happening. Like it's no like as far as I'm concerned, there's no real like health concern with like having too much vitamin D. Um and now we're coming full circle here because then he sort of like was like, yeah, but it's like not that bad, right? And at the same time, like I don't know, like we sort of like came to this thing of like if the doctor would like tell you you have a deficiency, you would take vitamin D. But just because you like don't know and because it's not the sole cause of this, you don't want to make any adjustments in that area. Where it's like vitamin C, vitamin D can help you. And it can make things easier. Having some type of tradition, something to look forward to, something to help you, I don't know, like be less annoyed by outside getting dark like, really quick. Like the Christmas decor, like that can help you. And it doesn't need to be like super bad or anything for you to make your situation better. And the fun thing is, like, the better your situation is, the more resilient you are actually to, like, whatever pulling you down only being a small bump in the road instead of actually like a big issue which you need to overcome. So I guess what I'm just trying to say is, or to point out is, like, should we be fine when things are alright? Like, shouldn't we try to work towards better? Some friends had me take a rice purity test. Very, very pure. Because I can't get a girlfriend. Seems like something you own. Seems like having a girlfriend is a lot more about status than. Double audio? Why? I don't think I should have double audio. Okay, so it wasn't me, right? Hmm. So, okay. Good, good. I mean, I guess I'm just happy with alright right now because I came from very depressed. Hmm. I don't know. I don't mean to say that you shouldn't be happy with alright. But it shouldn't be limiting for what you can what you can have. You know? At least I feel like, for me, it's like it's a continuous habit to stay in green. We talked about this quite a lot already, but it's really because it's a continuous habit. It's like it includes like I wouldn't be that well right now, I'm pretty sure, if I wouldn't take the vitamin C, vitamin D, and all of that. Like I notice how it's demotivating to have the outside turn dark so early. Like I notice how like winter is still like the past winters I've usually been like really like I don't know, it's been really bad in winter for me. Like especially bad, sort of. And winter is still the same. Like the season didn't like change or anything. So it's really just like as I guess like as good as you make it to be. And I don't know, I feel like the more effort you put into like staying in green, the more resilience you will have to stay in green. That's why I'm sort of like I don't know, like I don't feel like we should be humble in that moment because we're like, oh well, but we've like I've been depressed and like I can't really ask for more. But it's like I don't know, like I feel like if we were to put in the like continuous effort to like make it like better and better for ourselves, we would be more resilient towards like falling back into depression. At least that's sort of like how it worked for me. And how depression as a whole sort of like I guess like it's being treated in a mental health space. That there's like behavioral change attached to it, which is necessary. You know what I mean, Pyro?
待てよ、2週目でそんな。俺親なのにそりゃないだろ。
考えなしにドラちゃん捨てる方が悪い。
トラさんがそれを待ってたのなんか一目瞭然だったろうが。君たちは何のためにドンジャラやるんだ？ ドンジャラとは人の顔色を読み、裏を読み、狡猾にかわし騙す高等な遊びのはずじゃないのか。それを待ってるもんはポイと捨てるわ。待ってるパイをじーっと睨むわ。そんなんでよく浮気調査なんかできるな。
あんたな、自分が浮気調査の一つもしてから言えよな。あんたのしてることといえば、真っ昼間からドンジャラするか、昼飯作るか、電話取るか。取らない時もあるだろ。
っていうか、俺たちのいない間に何でもかんでも引き受けるのやめてくれます？何でもありは何でも嫌なんであって、探偵じゃないんですよ。
そうだ！大体何なんだよこの何でもありって名前は。昨日の死体運んでくれとか、なしだろどう考えても。俺が横から断んなきゃどうなってたか。
社名は3人で一晩中話し合って考えたんだろうが。
夜明けってなんか、なしなこともありなような気がしてくる不思議な間が訪れますよね。一晩中話し合ったことが間違いだったんじゃないかと。
それにここ、あんた金持ってんだろ？レストランのまんまじゃねえかよ。入ってくる客の半分はレストランと間違えてるし。
っていうか俺がやってた時客ほとんど来なかったのに、何でもありって看板の店、レストランだと思って入ってくる客のセンスが、俺には理解できない。
空張りの応接セットとか入れろ。
結局客はチラシ見て電話してくる連中がほとんどじゃないか。それに俺はこの店に1年通ったんで情が湧いたんだ。改装なんかしたくない。
中川さんの情けってほとんど意味のないところにかかりますよね。
とにかく仕事を選んでくれよ。俺たちにやれるのは家庭の雑用とか、せいぜい犬猫探しだ。あちしに浮気調査なんてできるわけねえだろ。タラッタラタラッタラして浮気相手とトイレで出くわして写真で見た顔なもんだから、どっかで見た顔だっつってこいつこんにちはって挨拶しやがったんだぜ。
いいだろ、バレなかったんだから。お前だっていきなりなんてひでえ男だって依頼人の旦那に掴みかかりそうになって。
夕飯でも作るか。
俺ペペロンチーノ。
はあ、今日はオムレツの約束じゃなかった？
お前何言ってんの？
なんでよ。
ペペロンチーノ。
昔はもう少し仲のいい兄弟だったのに。今日も子犬が2匹。まあ片方は子犬にしちゃでかいが、中身が子犬だからな。楽しそうにじゃれている。22年間ああやってるらしいな。いつまでああしてる気なんだ、あの二人は。ピアニストの母親に厳しくピアノを仕込まれ、挙句に物にならないと言われてポイと捨てられ、やけを起こして書いたポップスが大ヒット。しかし1年前に、俺をクズに貶める才能を耳にしてしまい、ポップス書きの仕事も放り出し、その遠因となった青年の作るまずいイタリア料理を食いに1年間、この場所にあったリストランテ柳瀬に通い詰め、挙句負け犬が3匹集まって何でも屋を始めた。うち2匹は、あの転がって喧嘩してる子犬たち、柳瀬敦と森田虎次郎だ。それが短いとも言い難い俺、中川幹彦の人生の要約。おそらくは全て。いつまでも子犬と遊んでていいのか、俺は。母親か、俺は。
ブレーバスター！あいった！ブレイクブレイク！ウェイトに差がありすぎだろう。
時代は K1 なんだよ。
テーブルを片付けろ。いい加減プロレスごっこはやめなさい。
はい。
おお、やったー！ミキちゃんのペペロンチーノだ。
はあ、俺オムレツが良かったのにな。
いただきまーす。
トラさん、俺をミキちゃんと呼ぶのはいかがなものかといつも。
うんめえ。ミキちゃん、お母さんみたいだね。
俺オムレツが良かったな、お母さん。
女が必要だ。この殺伐とした空気、殺伐とした風景。
あんた、女嫌いじゃなかったのかよ。
そうですよ。地球上から一人残らずいなくなるがいいとか言ってたじゃないですか。
俺がお母さんと呼ばれるぐらいなら、地球上の俺以外の人間がみんなお母さんの方がマシだ。
あんたらまあ、どうしてその、極端から極端へと。
俺が間違っていた。俺は女が欲しい。
はあ、そんな身も蓋もないことを。
今すぐここに、どんなんでもいいから女を連れてこい。
お呼びかし
お客さん？うわ、美人。
らお呼びかしら
お前じゃない。お前は俺の中で女に手にされない。飯を食うテーブルに座るな。
ああ、細かい。相変わらずせこい男ね。どうや
はい。
姿形は美しくありながらも、一番弱い人間を瞬時に見分ける肉食動物のようなこの女は一体。
よろしければビールもどうぞ。
お前もまたそんな瞬間的に手下になるなよ。
缶からまあ、いただくわ。ぬるいビール。しけた店ね。
そんな。
何？
いいえ、中川さんのお知り合いなんですか？
お知り合いも何も。
帰ってくれ。俺の半径1キロ以内に近づくな。弁護士を呼ぶぞ。
呼べば？まあ、相変わらずすべすべのほっぺ。やさぐれてるのにあっちこっちガキみたいよね。あんた昔っから。女を連れてこいって言った？今。だいたいあんたはね、そういうとこがダメ人間なのよ。
言われ尽くしたぞ。お前には、俺のダメなとこなんか死のうかと思うぐらいもう言われ尽くしてる。
いいから聞きなさい。
聞かない。
連れてこいって何？あんたはね、物事がすべて運ばれてくるものだと勘違いしてるのよ。恋も仕事も才能も何もかも、さあどうぞと目の前に置かれるものだと思い込んでる。大バカなのよ。いい年して。
それ以上なんか言ったら、本当に死ぬぞ。
死になさいよ。別に後悔はないわ。大笑いしてあげる。母親にピアノをやらされた。母親にピアノを取り上げられた。頼まれたんでやってやった仕事をどこかの天才に奪われたって。自分は一歩も動かずに文句ばっかり。
俺、死んでもいい？
俺も死んでもいいかな。
クズ。そんなクズでも曲を書いてた頃はそこそこいい仕事をしてたわ。一番になれないからやめる？どんなガキなのよあんた。いくつなのかしら？
自分で自分の作ったものがいいと思えないのに、他人に渡すぐらいなら。
今時ガキだってそんな甘えたこと言わないわ。拳で殴ってもいいわよね。
お前、
やめてください。あんたね、殺さないでください。
あんたみたいなしょんべん臭い赤ん坊に、あんた呼ばわりされる覚えはないわ。礼儀を教えて差し上げるわよ、お嬢ちゃん。
話を話してください。あんまりうちの社長、いじめないでください。
どうした？推しが弱いぞ、トラさん。
俺は動物だから強い生き物には逆らえないんだ。
さてと、お嬢ちゃんと遊びに来たわけじゃないのよ、私。
待ってください。いきなり話と。
お嬢ちゃんはそこに倒れてな。何でもや始めたそうね、中川。
それがどうした？立派な仕事だぞ。
社長は電話番しかしてないけどね。
トラさん。
何でも引き受けるのよね。
恋人の浮気調査でも何でも？
だからそれはやらないって。
自分の女房が女に寝取られてることにも、かっさらわれるまでとうとう気づかなかった男が、浮気調査？笑わせないでよ。
もしかして、この人。
中川さんの？
最初の妻です。
二度目の妻を寝取ったという、この世の男の仇みたいな方ですね。
想像通りすぎる。
俺の人生の履歴書にはもう一つ項目があった。普段意図的に忘れているが、忘れられるはずもない。昔音大でのボンボンだった俺は、この女に見事にだまくらかされ、偽装結婚に付き合わされた挙句ポイと捨てられパート2。その上、アイドル歌手だった美しく可愛らしい二度目の妻を、この女にぶんどられたのだ。うまくいってるのか？
まあね。もうラブラブのラブで。だけど、ただ一つだけね。
なんだよ。
彼女はもともとストレートじゃない？男と付き合ったこともあれば、男と結婚してたこともある。できれば彼女と寝た男を一人一人五寸刻みに刻んでやりたいわね。指先からとは言わないわ。
どこから
まさかそれが依頼なんじゃないだろうな。俺たちは殺し屋でも探偵でもないんだ。
ようやく気がついてくれたんですね、中川さん。
あんたみたいな男にそんなことができるなんて思ってないわよ。依頼はそのこととは全く別件。この詩に曲をつけなさい。
曲は作らない。
依頼人の言うことが聞けないの？
何と言われようと、二度と音楽はやらないんだ、カオル。
たく。わかった。じゃあ、この詩に合う曲を探しなさい。それが依頼よ。
待てよ、そんなことは。
作品税の半分を渡すわ。私がその曲を気に入ればの話だけどね。
ずいぶん偉くなったもんだな、お前も。
新人が土下座して詩を書いてくださいってお願いに来る身分よ。でも、この詩は別。 恋人に歌わせるために、彼女をイメージして作ったの。
それを中川さんに曲を作れってあんた、いやあなた様は一体何様なのでございますか？ひどすぎます。
私は水島薫様よ。覚えておきなさいな、お嬢ちゃん。
やらないぞ。俺たちはそんなミキちゃんがかわいそうな仕事を引き受けないぞ。
力の入った企画なの。条件は揃ってる。当たればあんたたちにも1000万ぐらいは入るわよ。
1000万？
待つんだ、トラさん。
顔周りの音声セット、最新通信機器。
事務所ごと改装すれば？レストランそのまんまのこれが事務所。あんたたち、こんなおままごと一生やってるつもりなの？笑わせないでよ。いい？あんたにしかできない仕事なんか確かにないわ。
この上何を言うつもりだ、この。いや、お姉様は。
そういう人間の方が圧倒的に多いのよ、本当は。仕事だって恋愛だって、かけがえがないなんてことはほとんどないのよ。あんたがいなくなればあんたの代わりに誰かが曲を書く。ここにあんたがいなくなれば、この子たちはどこか別の場所で別の誰かと働く。恋人と別れれば、恋人は違う男と付き合うでしょ。だからなんだって言うの？みんなあんたのために生まれてきたわけじゃないし、あんただって誰かのためだけに生まれてきたわけじゃない。そんでも生きていかなきゃならないのよ。それを受け入れなさい。もう大人のはずよ。これマイキー。次の金曜には取りに来るわ。今は何でもありの何でも嫌だって言うなら、せめてその仕事を全うしな。
待ってください。あなたは、確かに正しいことしか言ってないけど、でも。
弱虫さんの気持ちをちっとは考えろ。できないこの気持ちを思いやれ。
今のが一番効いたぞ、トラさん。
そうやって一生いられると思うならそうしてなさい。負け犬どもが。
前々から思ってたんだけど、なんでここ、最近韓国歌謡曲しか流れねえの？しかもなんか、このド演歌みたいな。
テレビは危険だから捨てただろ？予約の取れないリストランテだの、プロ野球だの、高校野球だの、ジャパニーズヒットチャートだのが流れて、俺たちを苦しめるじゃないか。
だからって、なんでこういう選択なの？
最近ラジオ入れると海の向こうの電波が入って、でもド演歌だから誰も傷つかないかなと思ってさ。
なんかすげえ、負け犬っぷりが板についてきたな、俺たちも。
何もかも薫のせいだ。
離婚して正解ですよ。
つかあんた、そもそもなんであんなどぎつい女と結婚しようと思ったんだよ。
美人だっただろうが。
あんた、ちょっと頭悪いよな。
野郎に惚れてるトラさんに言われたくないぞ、俺は。
でも、俺はまだあんたよりは人間を見る目があるぞ。
いや、そこで指さされると、俺も微妙な気持ちになってくるんだけど。まあ、嫌なことは忘れて。忘れたくてもここに札束が。
どうすんだよ、これ。100万円はあるぞ。
高橋良一という男がいる。そいつに頼むといい。それでこの仕事は解決だ。1000万でも2000万でも、もらえるならもらうといい。
どこのどなた様ですか？
作曲家か？聞いたような聞いたことないような。ネットで検索したら1万件ぐらいヒットしそうな平凡な名前だな。
そこそこしか売れてないが、一応名のある作曲家だ。俺に頼まれたと言え。貸しがある。
どんな？
飲んで吐いて、喉に詰まらせて死にかけてるところを助けてやった。
あんたがそんなことやる？
ゲロまみれですがってきたから蹴ったんだ。そしたら喉に詰まってたもんが出た。俺は命の恩人だ。
あんたも大概な人間だよな。
こっちも味方しようという意欲が失われます。中川さんさ、どっからこの名刺引っ張り出したのか知らないけど、本当にこんなとこにヒットチャートの上位にいるような作曲家が住んでると思うか？北千住も近いもんあるけど、じいさんとばあさんしかいないよ、この辺。
さっき外国人がいっぱいいただろうが。
はとバスから降りてきたのと、どう見てもマフィア風のと、 俺人気映画の撮影してるのかと思ったよ。浅草ってたまに来ると意外にビビるね。
俺は好きだけどね。表通りは結構マンションも多いけど、こうやって裏入ると時が止まってるにも程が。
こういう環境で書けるもんなの？ジャパニーズポップスって。黄ばんでるし、この名刺。中川さんが昔の仕事の人の名刺持ってたこと自体がなんか不思議だ。
また水島薫様みたいな生き物が出てくんのかな。全身イタリアブランドみたいな、どう見ても一般人じゃないみたいな。あれが元奥さんとはな。しかしあんなに鳥目でしたミキちゃん、初めて見たな。いつもこう、何もやってもクソつまんねえみたいな顔してからに。
中川さんらしくなかったな。当たり前だよ。あんまりじゃないか、あの言い草。人間ってさ、もっとこう、いろんなことをごまかしながら慰め合って生きてるもんじゃないのかって、なんか言ってて情けなくなってきた。
うん、そうだよな。
どうしたんだよ、虎次郎。
最近、ちょっと考えててな。ああいうこと。
ああいうこと？
うん。それでも生きてかなきゃならないのよって言ったじゃん。あのおばさん。いやいや、あのお姉さんは
聞いてないって。
どこに盗聴器つけられてるか分かったもんじゃねえぞ。
そんで、その美しいお姉様の言ったことがどうしたんだよ。
うん。親父とかさ、うちの、すっげえ愚痴の多い人間なのよ。酒屋になんて生まれて、大学も行かせてもらえないで、もっといろんな人生があったんじゃねえかって思いながら、結局何にもできなかったってさ。酒飲むと時々始まるわけ。うんざりすっけど、それでも生きてんだよ
な。なんてこと言うんだよ、お前。
そうじゃなくてさ、そんでも、ちゃんと働いてガキこさえて、毎日ちゃんと生きてるわけ。そこそこ女房子供大事にして、生きてるわけよ。汗水垂らしてな。俺生きてっかな。
虎次郎？
嘘ってさ、積もってって、いつか全部嘘にしちまう気がする。
なんかあったのか？
なんもねえから。まあ、いっか。今はそんな話。この辺じゃねえか？台東区、西浅草。くっそ暑いな、浅草。もう飽きたっつうのによ。
なんでだろうな。飲食店が多いからかもな。この辺だと思うけど、まさか、これ？
うわぁ、うちの酒屋もいい勝負だけど、この家。
クーラーないのかな？窓もドアもぶち抜いて、玄関先に反対が見えるんだけど。
あんたら、高橋さんの知り合い？今度夜中にピアノ弾いたら叩き殺すぞ、しとけ。
この家のどこに
ピアノがあると？ま、ここには間違いないってことだよな。呼び鈴もねえし。高橋さん！高橋良一さん！
なんだ、借金取りか。借金取りなら走って逃げるぞ。
借金あんのか、あんた。
さあ、今はあるんだかないんだか。
高橋良一さんですか？今、外から来ましたよね。その格好。
ハンサムだな。
言われてみれば端正な。お前、細かいこと気にならないんだな、虎次郎。武将髭も、捨ててこで外から帰ってきたことも。
風通しがいいんだこれ。用がないなら入らせてもらう。
その上、どうやら家人もいないのに、窓も戸も開けっぱなし。一体、この人は。
俺たち、何でもありのものっす。作曲の依頼に来たんですが。
今はダメ。ここんとこ美しいものとの出会いが足りない。やらないったらやらない。帰れ。
つうか、あんた自身が何とかしたらどうだ、その格好。せっかく色男なのに。
色男とは随分古い言い方するね、若いのに。気に入った。中で飲んでけ。
うまくコミュニケーションできない。虎次郎待って、もう飲んでる場合か。
でもあんた酒弱いんだよな、高橋さ
いかにもそうだが酒は好きだ。誰から聞いた？
だから、最初からそこを問題にしてください、高橋良一さん。僕たちは、中川さんのご紹介で、あなたに作曲の依頼をしに来たものです。
中川？
中川幹彦。
よかった。覚えてらっしゃるんですね。
覚えてるも何も。いるのか中川はこの地球上に。生きてるのか。何を言ってんだよ、この色男はもう。連れて行け、中川のところに。
暑いから首にしがみつかないでください。俺もう嫌だ。もうこの人たち。
うまいことラジオが入らん。なんだ、懐かしい。卒業公演で弾いた曲だ。癖のある弾き手だな。悪くはないな。まさか高橋良一か。
いやー、参った参った。
こんな運転が下手な人初めて見た。
あんた、俺たちのこと殺す気か。本当だ。中川幹彦、生きていたのか。
誰が連れてこいと言った。
会いたかったよ、中川。
来るな。でかい図体で抱きつくな。一体
どういったご関係で。
離せ、離さないか。
俺はあんたにだけは会いたくなかったんだ。そもそもあんたさえいなければ俺は仕事を辞めたりなんか。
もしかして中川さんが言ってたこれ以外がみんなクズのこれって。
そうだよ。こんななりだがこいつはとんでもなく美しい曲を作る。だから俺は
なんて人を連れてきちゃったんだ俺。帰ってください高橋さん、帰ってください。
どうして俺の目の前からいなくなった。
いや、それは音楽業界からということか。
なぜ消えた。
なぜって、どうして中川さんが音楽に限界を感じたか考えたらそんな無神経なこと言えないはずです。
俺でも呆れる無神経の報酬だ。分かってるさ。ちゃんと分かってるよ中川。分かってるからずっとお前を探していたんじゃないか。
分かっててよくあんたが俺を探せるな。
あれ違うのかな。酒によって俺と一夜を共にしてしまったのが罰が悪くて業界から姿を消したんだろ。いやー、悪い悪い。俺は酒癖が悪くて。よくあることなんだが、お前のことは忘れないよ。だから迎えに来たんだ。
バカなこと言うな。
だって俺が新しいパンツで迫っても全然その気になれないって。
何やってんだ朝起きたらすっぱだかで。なあ、すまなかったよ。実は全然覚えていないんだが。俺は無体な真似はしなかったかな、ハニー。
待ってくれ。水をくれ、トラさん。
俺は落ち着けて。そんな時は早口言葉だ。
言えてないよもう。東京都特許許可局、農商務省特許局、日本銀行国家局。
そうだな。ウリウリがウリウリに来てウリウリの腰、ウリウリ帰るウリウリの声。よし、落ち着いて話そう。あれは違う。いいか思い出せ。飲んであんたが吐いたんだ。それで俺もあんたもひどいことになって、確かに俺の部屋で風呂に入った。こっちもいい加減疲れ果ててそのまま倒れ込むみたいに寝ちまったんだ。まさかそれをあんたがそういう風に誤解してるとは。
恥ずかしがることはない。今時珍しくもない話だ。お前の二人の妻だって。
それはそうだな。なんで知ってる。
俺はそういうことには疎いがあまりに有名な話だろ。中川幹彦の最初の妻と二度目の妻ができてしまったと。みんなあまりに気の毒なんてお前には言わずにいたのかな。
なぜあんたは気の毒だと思わなかったんだ。今たった今。
あ、そうだな。すまん。どうもその俺はあまりこういう話に向いてない。まあいいじゃないか。本当のことだ。
本当のことなら何を言ってもいいと。
世界中が俺が女に女を取られたことをというより、薫がゲイだとみんなが知ってるんならなんで偽装結婚なんか。
確定申告のためだろ。確かそう聞いたが。
そこまで知ってるのか。誰も彼もが。
なんかよくわかんないけど、音楽業界ってこんな人ばっかりなのか。メキちゃんの元妻もあるし。
虎次郎、 それは多分音楽やってる他の皆様に失礼なんだと思うよ。この人たちはウルトラ社会不適合者だ。どう考えても。
よかったな、俺たち。特に芸術には向いてなくても。
思いやりという大切な心を忘れずに持って生まれてきたよ。お父さんお母さん、ありがとう。
そういうわけだ。何も恥じることはない。
俺は男として、人として少しは恥じていたい。
まあまあ、俺と行こう。人よの恋人よ。本当に忘れられなかったんだよ。
今少しも覚えてないと言っただろう、あんた。
まあ、そうなんだが。泣いていた。俺のこの腕の間で、非常そうな目をしたお前が身を震わせて泣いていた。忘れられなかった。それだけ。どうしても。
夢だ、そんなの。誰が泣くかいい年こいて。
泣いていたよ。
帰ってくれ。帰れ。あんたの顔だけは見たくない。
悲しませたいわけじゃない。今日は帰ろう。また来る。
二度と来るな。
何度でも来るさ。よかった。まだ地球にいてくれて。
曲を書く以外は何一つできない男だ。
誰がいくら積まれて、あの人に免許をやったんだ。
それより、中川さん、薫さんの依頼はどうするんですか？
そうだよ。二度と来るなとか言っちゃって。
君らがあいつのとこ行って書いてもらってこい。俺は本当に。
あんな勢いで飲んじゃって。実際、どうなんだミキちゃんとあの色男との仲は。
微妙にショックだ。
そういえばお前新しいパンツで迫ったってどういうことだよ。
いや、だからそれは、金借りた時にパンツで返せたら安く上がるかと。
お前さ、結構さ、そういう、なんつうのモラルとかいうもんがさ。
昔、おかしな趣味の変質者に追い回されて泣いた時に、男の低層なんか使用後の便所髪以下だから気にするなって、兄貴に殴られたんだ。
どういう教育だよ。
でも中川さんは全くその気はないって、その時に。
そりゃあな、あんな大雑把な色男が好みじゃ、お前みたいなチェンチクレンお呼びじゃねえな。
はあ、お前ひどいよ、そんな。
なんでお前好みの方が良かったっていうのかよ。
君たち、もう一度俺に同じ説明をさせたいのか？
言い訳だろ。
酔っ払ってあの男と同居しただけでも人生最大の汚点なんだ。それを最大の汚点はどう考えても女に女を取られたことなんじゃ。
そうだよな。あんたさ、いっぺんちゃんとお祓いとかしてもらった方がいいぞ。けどよ、
俺は今日はもう帰る。
女も嫌い、男も嫌いで、どうすんだよこっから先の人生。
ほっとけ。一人で生きていくさ。
あややー、どこでちかー。子猫のあややちゃん。にゃーにゃー。生垣が顔に。
あややちゃーん。おーい。ったく、動物の名前はいなくなった時に叫びながら探せるかどうか考えてつけろ。
軽くおかしい人だと思われて世間は遠巻き。猫はいないし。俺たちさ、今まで依頼受けて何件ちゃんとこなせたかな。はあ、
そうだな。風呂の掃除はなんか洗剤2つ使って死にそうになるし。
浮気調査は今のとこ10割成立してないし。
あ、じいちゃんの話し相手とかばあちゃんの買い物とかはやれてるけどな。
でもあれも地元の顔見知りのじいちゃんばあちゃんだと思うと最後金もらう気になれないし、なんかこう根本が間違ってる気がしてきた。人として仕事としてほとんど人の役に立ってない。
ミキちゃんの暇つぶしに役立ってんだろ。あややー、どこー。
そういうこと言うなよ。役に立った時は嬉しいもんだし。
じゃあ役に立ってんじゃん。あややー。くそ。あの人さ、本当にもう音楽なんか触りたくもないのかな。
そう言ってただろ。
すげえ無理してんじゃねえのかな。
虎次郎はどうしてそう思うんだ？最近お前変だな。
何？俺が変？なんで？
なんでってそりゃ。あれ？うわ、もしかしてあややちゃん？ちょ、
見た時から怪しいとは思ってたけど、犬だよな、どう見てもこれ。
ああ、中川さんが受けたんだ、仕事。
ダメだな、こりゃ。
まあ、あやや飼い主に渡したら行こう。高橋さんとこ。中川さんが来なければ、依頼の内容も聞かないと言ってます。
行かない。
だだっこじゃねえんだからよ、社長。あの男が家賃より高い屋根付き駐車場に置いてる会社で来るっていうのを死ぬ気で止めたんだぞ。いい加減あんたもなんか働けよ。はっ、伝言を読むぞ。でっかい声で読んでやる。我が愛しの連れなき恋人よ、今頃君は何を見て何を思っていることだろう。少しは僕のことも思い出してくれてるかな。僕は一日中君の
殺すぞ。わかった。もう、ちゃっと言って、パッと片付けてくるさ。
たく、すっかりペース崩されちゃって。
そんなことはない。
いいことだよ。
何がだ。ふざけるな。
一人で生きてくなんて、無理だよ、人には。
お前、結構いいこと言うね。
普通のことだろうが。
でも難しい人もいるよ。だけど、こういう曖昧な状況に高橋さんみたいな吹っ切れた人が現れると、事態は複雑化を極めるね。
そうか？簡単な話だと思うけどね。
そりゃお前にはさ。
俺は好きだよ、あの色男。わかりやすくて。愛だろう、愛。中川さんやお前は、微妙に目をそらしてるよな。
何が？
世界は、愛で回ってるのさ。
お前は。
しっかりしろ、アスシ。
だから何が？
最近おかしいのは、お前の方だよ。
なんだこの全部開けっぱなしの家は。
ああ、中川。
来たぞ。あんたの言う通り俺が来た。金は払うからさっさと仕事しろ。
家が古くてクーラーがつかないんだそうだ。壁が落ちるんでね。まあ座れ。
聞いてんのかあんたは人の話を。
座れよ。
ったく。なんだよこの家は。ピアノを置いた床が抜けないのか？
昔の家の方が丈夫なんだそうだ。うるさいとよく怒られるがね。
金がないわけじゃないだろう。
車に金がかかる。
あの走ったり走らなかったりするクーパーのことか？
かわいい女だ。
なるほど。車も人もあんたにとっては一緒だってことだ。
そして音楽も。愛すべきものはみんな恋人だ。お、飲めよ。
ああまで弱いのになぜ飲む？
好きだからだ。
あんたは飲むな。俺はもうあんな目に遭うのは二度とごめんだ。
ベッドで優しい男はそんなに勝手じゃないと、この間見た映画で言ってたぞ。俺は勝手な男じゃないから、優しいはずだ。
頼むからまっすぐ話を受け取ってくれ。それに言っとくけど、あんたは十分すぎるほど勝手な男だ。
じゃあ優しくなかったと？
あんだけ泥酔して役に立つわけがないだろう。酔いつぶれていただけだ、お互い。
おかしいな。じゃあ、なぜ泣いた？
それはあんたの夢だ。
いや、俺は夢は見ないんだ。起きてる間中見てるんでね。
そうだろうよ。
じゃあ、現実だな。
もうこの話はやめろ。
まともにお前に会ったのはあの時が初めてだったが、前から気になっていたんだ。中川幹彦というやつが。
俺は一回でもあんたと飲んでみようって気になった自分を、今でも心から後悔してるよ。
なんでやめた？お前の作る曲は割と心に残るものが多かった。
割とね。
いつも悲しそうで、音楽がかわいそうだった。
悪かったな。
気にかかるというのは大事なことだ。心に残ったんで再会の記念に一曲作ったんだよ。捧げよう。
やめろバカ。捧げてくれなくて結構。俺はあんたの音楽なんか二度と聴きたくないし、あんたにだって二度と会いたくなかった。
二度と会いたくないならなぜ俺に曲を？
仕事だ。いい加減な奴に書かせるわけにはいかないし、いい加減なもんじゃ依頼人が金を落とさない。
まあ、せっかく来てもらったことだし、見るだけ見ようか。
お、これだ。
依頼人は水島薫か。歌うのは相原エリカだな。
そうだよ。
悪いが書けない。
もう少し考えてもいいだろうが。
エリカの歌は美しくない。
あんたは何様のつもりだ？
俺は何様でもない。 ただ俺にとって彼女が美しくないだけだ。誰かエリカの歌を美しいと思える人間が書けばいい。
誰もがそんな風に仕事を選べると思うのか。
別に俺にだってそんな権利はない。
なら
俺は自分が信じないことは何もしない。それを罵る人間がいるのもそいつの自由だ。だが、罵るのは、お前も本当は信じないことをするのを良しとしたくないからじゃないのか？
うるさい。ずっとあんたなんかプロじゃないと思ってた。依頼主の言い分は聞かない。やりたくない仕事は引き受けない。時には食うや食わずのカツカツで。
プロか甘かは知らんが、俺はやれることしかやらないだけだ。
そんなもんがお前だ。だけど、あんたにだけはそれが許されるんだよ。あんたのことはいつか誰かが許すんだ。それはあんたが持たされた人間だからだ。
何を？
言わせるのか俺に。
俺は自分が美しいと思うものしか信じないだけだ。
ああ、そうさ。あんたは芸術家様だからな。そんなことも許されるさ。
お前もそうだと思ったがな。違うのか？結局自分が美しいと思うものしか、心を震わせる音しか信じない。だから、やめちまったんだろうと思ったんだ。
大概ひどいことをよくもそんなあっさりと。他人が俺を嫌う気持ちが今ようやく分かったよ、俺は。
ガチャガチャとそうじゃないものに触るのをやめたと思ったんだ。この曲はお前が書けばいい。
俺にはあんたが美しくないというその歌が似合いだってことか。
ちゃんと読んだか？あんたの曲でしか浮かばない。エリカの歌じゃない方がいいがな。まあ、薫が愛だけで書いてるようだからエリカでもいいだろう。
俺は二度と音楽に近づく気はない。あんたが書け。頼んだぞ。
中川会えて嬉しかったよ。
それポン。はい、上がり。
はい、ダメ。
何がだ。
ドンじゃなーって言わなかっただろ？
言えるか、いい大人が。だから俺は電動式のジャンタクを買おうと言ったんだ。それ
ダメです。何でもやっとして、ほとんどまともに収益を上げてないのに。
君は固い。だいたいこれはどこにあったんだ？
これ、ずっとうちにあったんです。一応親子3人の団らんのためのものだったんですが、半ちゃんもやると、必ず父さんと兄貴がつかみ合いになって。
正月から、パトカー飛んでったっけな。殺すの殺されるのって。
年中行事だったんだけどね。
羨ましいね。
何がですか？
俺はお袋に殺すなんて言えやしなかった。おかげさまで今はすっかり他人だ。殺してやるぐらい言えた方がいい。
兄貴と父さんだって、最後は疎遠でしたよ。
でも他人じゃなかったようじゃないか。
それは、そうかもしれませんね。
高橋か。俺はいないと。
やあ、一人の恋人よ。会いに来たよ。
その名前で俺を呼ぶな。
あんた、仕事を引き受けてくれる気になったのかな？
いや、その曲は中川が書くんだよ。
俺は書かないったら書かない。
子供のようなこと言って。なら音を探しに行こう。
なんか、だんだんミュージカルじみてきたな。
探しに行って。
俺の車で。
冗談じゃない。離せ。あんたの車なんか死んでも。いや、死ぬだろう。離せ、人殺し。
意外に重いな。さあ、ドライブだ。
殺される。助けろ。
すまん、ミキちゃん。
あの車に近づけるほど、俺たちも人生に未練がなくはないわけで。
化けて出るぞ。
安心しろ。あの車は車検を通らないのに俺が愛してやまない美女だ。大事にしてるんだよ。
だからそれが。
まさか化けて出るぞが最後の言葉にはならないよな。
生きて帰ってきますように、ナムー。
ま、いい傾向、いい傾向。ミキちゃんにはああいうハンマーで端からぶっ壊してくれるようなもんが必要だったんだと思うんだよね、俺は。
そうかもしれないけど。
なんだよ。なんか不満なのか？
そんなことないよ。
まあ、ビールでも飲んで。
もういい加減慣れたけど、真っ昼間だぞ。
どうした？マジで。
兄貴と父さんのこととか思い出してさ。あの人たちもエキセントリックだったけど、そうやって殺すの殺さないのって言いながら、俺、これまだお前には話せてなかったんだけど。
なんだよ。無理して、今話さなくてもいいぞ。なんだかわかんないけど。すっきりすんなら聞くけどさ。
父さん、 最後に上事で兄貴を探したんだ。店を継いでほしいって。兄貴だけを探してさ。まだ教えてないことがたくさんあるって。兄貴はずっと親父殺すって言ってたのに、失意にすがって、まだ教えてもらってないことがたくさんあるって。二人して同じこと言って、泣いて。
そっか。
俺のせいだって思ったけど。
そんなことはないだろう。
まあ、そうも思うんだけど、あの人たちも大概勝手だったから。でも少しぐらいは、俺、本当はここに必要のない人間なのかなって。やっぱさ、
アッシー、
思うくらいしょうがないだろ。ちょっとだよ、ちょっと。でも俺、案外今のこの仕事を向いてると思うんだ。
え？
一生懸命タイルとか磨いて、綺麗になって、犬とか猫とか探して、見つかんないと辛いけど、じいちゃんやばあちゃんの用を足して、そんで、ありがとうって言われて。俺、なんかこういうことで満足なんだ、本当に。小さい人間かな。こういう俺も世の中には必要だよなとか、そう思うのってごまかしなのかな。
バカ。
なんだよバカって。
今ミュージカル見たから、自分が平凡な人間に思えてるんだろうけど。おかしいのはあっちの方だぞ。どう考えても。
それもそうだな。
だろ？普通の人間でありがとうって、お父さんとお母さんに感謝だ。
確かに。ありがとう、お父さんお母さん。
なめー！
お前んとこ両方生きてんだろ？
あ。
俺はまともに生きてないが死にたいわけじゃない。下ろせ！
回りくどいね。
死にたくない！
なら生きる喜びの歌を歌え！
どういう性格なんだよ、あんたは！止まった。帰る。ここはどこだ？
さあ、カーナビもつかないような車でどこかな。綺麗な山だ。
山だ？どこまで来たんだよ、一体！しかもこんな車一台通らないようなとこでエンストなんて！
怒ってばかりだな、お前は。
あんたといると調子が狂う。
俺もだよ。そういう人間と出会うのは滅多にあることじゃない。機会を大事にした方がいいな。
俺は一人で生きていくんだ。
まったく。まあ、聞けよ。最高の音楽だ。
音大の教授が自然と芸術を混同するなと言っていた。
ジジイの寝言だ。理屈じゃない。美しいものは美しいだろう。
俺はそういう風には考えられない人間だ。美しいものを美しいとは言えない。
愛しているものを愛していると。
あんたのことはちっとも愛してない。
音楽だよ。かわいそうなお前の音楽。俺の心を描いた癒えない傷のように、いつまでもうずく。
勝手に詩人にでもなってろ。
どこかに閉じ込められている。愛するという気持ちが出してほしいと泣いているな。
俺はもう何も作らないし、何も誰も愛さない。
明日も明後日も10年後も20年後もか。
長生きもしない。
小さな子供のようなことを言って、本当にまるで幼子だ。呆れる。お前は100年生きるだろう。
なんだよそれは。
呪いだよ。100年生きると考えてみるがいい。100年も一人で誰とも何も分け合わずに。
かわもんか。
誰もが受け入れられて生きていくわけじゃない。
あんたがそれを言うのかよ。
与えられないものも許されないものも、認められることのないまま名もなく死ぬものも。息はする。人に会う。何かに泣いて誰かを愛する。普通のことをしなさい。
普通のこと。
なんか 重要なこと忘れてるような気がするな。
そもそも俺たちの生活に何か重要なことが。ねえ、中川さん。
ああ、そうだな。
もう、ここんとこずっとその調子なんだから。
依頼もないし、営業もしねえでドンジャラやってていいのかな。あ、やっぱカレンダーに丸ついてる。と、俺、ちょっとチラシ配ってくるわ。
なんだよ、急に。俺も行く。チラシ配る、一緒に。
なんなんだ君たちは急に。
合わなかった。
今日が刻限。約束の金曜日よ。
今日？君たち、ひどいじゃないか。俺だけ捨てて。
行かせやしないわよ。
襟首後ろから掴まれたら死にます。それも両手で一人ずつ。どうやったらそんな時間なんて。
これはほんの挨拶代わり。
どんな挨拶だよ。だいたいお前は昔から暴力で物事を。
男に話し合って理解する回路がついてるなら、私もこんな真似はしないわ。
ついてないのはどう考えてもお前だろう。
私は、もう男と話し合うなんてことに人生の大切な時間を無駄に費やしたくないの。できてなければ、あんたはあんなもんじゃ済まないわよ。あいつらは子供だと思って手加減してやったけどね。
手加減？
今まで一体何人の人を殺めてらしたんですか、カオル様。
ガク、殺されるのは嫌だ。
できてないのね。あんたも元同業者なら、こういうもんには期限刻限締め切りってもんがあるのは分かってるわよね。発売が遅れるとどういうことになるか。その損害賠償をたっぷり払ってもらうわよ。
ニコニコルビーロンかお前は。まあ待て。高橋良一に頼んでるんだ。気まぐれ起こせば書いてくれる。
あんたね、依頼と言いつつ、あんたを生き馬の目を抜くようなジャパニーズポップス業界に復帰させてやろうっていう、この秘めた思いやりがわかんないの？
言ったら姫事にも何もならんだろうが。俺は、書かないよ。気遣いはありがたいが、もう書かない。
たく。
今のうちに厨房に退避だ。
おやつ生きてるか？ライアン二等兵は。
何言ってんだ、バカクソ。最前線から連れて逃げてやるからな。待ってろ。
あいつら、俺だけ置いて。
詩は見た？
見たよ。
高橋はなんて？
それは、社外費だ。
言えないようなこと言ったのね。
お前のことは何も言ってない。
じゃあ、エリカのこと？
それは、
だいたい想像はつくわ。言ってみて。
俺にはとても。
分かってるからいいのよ、言って。
エリカの歌は、美しくないから書けないと。
あいつ、5分刻みで刻んでくれるわ。
お前話が全然違うだろう。
だって、私の可愛いエリカをよくも。
昔は俺の可愛いエリカだったが、そこまでの愛情はなかった。お前と一緒になってあいつも幸せだろう。
それがそうでもないのよ。うまくいってないの。
待て。最初の妻と二度目の元妻の不仲の相談を聞くほど、俺は度量の広い男じゃないぞ。
なんでも嫌でしょ？別料金払うから聞きなさいよ。は
あ、札束で頬を叩かれてこんな話を。生まれたての赤ん坊の時は、親も俺がここまで落ちぶれるとは思わなかっただろうに。俺を産んだあの鬼ババアを、初めて哀れに思えた。ありがとう、カオル。
何わけわかんないことブツブツ言ってんのよ。聞いて。彼女、私の愛を疑い始めたの。
浮気でもしたのか。
あんたじゃないんだからそんな真似はしないわよ。そうじゃなくて、つまり、気づき始めたのよ、エリカ。
ああ。
珍しく察しがいいわね。
エリカとは近いものがあるからな、俺は。お前が彼女の歌を少しも尊敬してないってことだろ？エリカが気づいたのは。
そうよ。言葉にされるとちょっと参るわね。私は高橋と一緒よ。嘘はどうしてもつけないの。
エリカは傷つくさ。
私仕事はどんな人間のクズとでも人殺しとでもできるわ。いい仕事さえしてくれればね。でも恋は彼女としかできない。
それがどれだけエリカを傷つけるのかわからないわけじゃないだろうに。
それでもあなたの歌が美しいと嘘をつくことができないの。
この歌は渡さない方がいい。
どうして？
余計に傷つけるだろう。
私の精一杯の愛よ。
精一杯だとわかるから辛い。
どうして理解してくれないのかしら。私には二つの愛があって、一方は彼女を愛し、一方では音楽を愛してる。どうしてその二つが同じでなくてはならないの？
俺にまともな助言を期待するなよ。いっそ全く違う仕事の人間にしたらどうだ。才能のある人間に才能がないと言われながら一緒にいるのはエリカが辛い。
言ってないわ、そんなこと。
一緒にいればわかる。
歌手だから彼女を愛したわけじゃないわ。でもそうね、いっそ病院の看護婦や学校の教師でいてくれたら。
耐えられないのは彼女の弱さだ。誰だって自分が最高だって信じて生きてるわけじゃない。思い知る機会が与えられれば逃げ出したくなる。
そしてあんたは逃げ出したってわけね。
その通りだ。
一生は逃げられないのよ。
俺は一時期自分の仕事を蔑んでた。その罰が当たって向こうからそっぽを向かれたんだよ。もう戻れない。
あんたのことも私は好きだったわ。もちろん恋人としてじゃなかったけど、苦しんでるのは知ってた。いつかこんなことになるとは思ってた。その時手を貸せたらって思ってたけど、無理ね。あんたは小さな女の子みたいに王子様を待ってる。
王子様？何をバカなことを。
女が王子様を待ってるってよく言うでしょ。最近の女は待たないのよ。待ってるのはあんたみたいな人間。王子様っていうのは理不尽だ、不遇だと不満だらけの何もしない場所から幸福へと連れて行ってくれるもので、でも女たちはもう王子様は本当は幸福に連れてってくれるもんじゃないってこと知ってるの。だから自分で行きなさい。
待てよ。ならどうしてこれを置いていくんだ。
あんたが何と言おうとそれなりの努力をしてあんたは生きてきたのよ。だからその証に手を貸す人間がいるってこと。エリカのことも私は決して見放さないわ。次の金曜にまた来る。
誰がお前の手なんか。王子様か。バカなこと言いやがって。そんなものがいればいっそ。
出て行くに出て行けない。
お姉様、武器を使わずに人を殺すよね。
俺は言葉が肺を突き刺して死にそうなんだけど。
お前は十分頑張ったってば。
お前はさ、思ってないことも言える人間なんだよな。
何言ってんだよ。俺は本当に。
俺は十分なんて頑張ってねえよ。けどお前のそういうとこ優しさだってちゃんと分かってっから。優しさも人それぞれだ。
分かってないよ、何にも。
せめてどこの誰かは知らないが、エリカが幸せであることを祈る。エリカってもしかして灰原エリカちゃんか？あれやこれやあれや。
何興奮してんだお前は。もうほんとバカすぎだ。
なんか重要なこと忘れてるような気がするな。
そもそも俺たちの生活に何か重要なことがねえ、中川さん。
ああ、そうだな。
はあ、もうここんとこずっとその調子なんだから。
依頼もないし営業もしねえでドンジャラやってていいのかな。あ、やっぱカレンダーに丸ついてる。は 俺、ちょっとチラシ配ってくるわ。
なんだよ、急に。俺も行く。チラシ配る、一緒に。
なんなんだ君たちは急に。
合わなかった。
今日が刻限。約束の金曜日よ。
君たち、ひどいじゃないか。俺だけ捨てて。
行かせやしないわよ。
襟首後ろから掴まれたら死にます。それも両手で一人ずつ。どうやったらそんな時間なんて。
これはほんの挨拶代わり。
どんな挨拶だよ。だいたいお前は昔から暴力で物事を。
男に話し合って理解する回路がついてるなら、私もこんな真似はしないわ。
ついてないのはどう考えてもお前だろう。
私は、もう男と話し合うなんてことに人生の大切な時間を無駄に費やしたくないの。できてなければ、あんたはあんなもんじゃ済まないわよ。あいつらは子供だと思って手加減してやったけどね。
手加減？
今まで一体何人の人を殺めてらしたんですか、カオル様。ガク。
殺されるのは嫌だ。
できてないのね。あんたも元同業者なら、こういうもんには期限刻限締め切りってもんがあるのは分かってるわよね。発売が遅れるとどういうことになるか。その損害賠償たっぷり払ってもらうわよ。
ニコニコルビーロンかお前は。まあ待て。高橋良一に頼んでるんだ。気まぐれ起こせば書いてくれる。
あんたね、依頼と言いつつ、あんたを生き馬の目を抜くようなジャパニーズポップス業界に復帰させてやろうっていう、この秘めた思いやりがわかんないの？
言ったら姫事にも何もならんだろうが。俺は、書かないよ。気遣いはありがたいが、もう書かない。
たく。
今のうちに厨房に退避だ。
おい生きてるか？ライアン二等兵は。
何言ってんだ、バカクソ。最前線から連れて逃げてやるからな。待ってろ。
あいつら、俺だけ置いて。
詩は見た？
見たよ。
高橋はなんて？
それは、社外費だ。
言えないようなこと言ったのね。
お前のことは何も言ってない。
じゃあ、エリカのことは？
それは、
だいたい想像はつくわ。言ってみて。
俺にはとても。
分かってるからいいのよ、言って。
エリカの歌は、美しくないから書けないと。
あいつ、5分刻みで刻んでくれるわ。
お前話が全然違うだろう。
だって、私の可愛いエリカをよくも。
昔は俺の可愛いエリカだったが、そこまでの愛情はなかった。お前と一緒になってあいつも幸せだろう。
それがそうでもないのよ。うまくいってないの。
待て。最初の妻と二度目の元妻の不仲の相談を聞くほど、俺は度量の広い男じゃないぞ。
なんでも嫌でしょ？別料金払うから聞きなさいよ。
札束で頬を叩かれてこんな話を。生まれたての赤ん坊の時は、親も俺がここまで落ちぶれるとは思わなかっただろうに。俺を産んだあの鬼ババアを、初めて哀れに思えた。ありがとう、カオル。
何わけわかんないことブツブツ言ってんのよ。聞いて。彼女、私の愛を疑い始めたの。
浮気でもしたのか。
あんたじゃないんだからそんな真似はしないわよ。そうじゃなくて、つまり、気づき始めたのよ、エリカ。
ああ。
珍しく察しがいいわね。
エリカとは近いものがあるからな、俺は。お前が彼女の歌を少しも尊敬してないってことだろ。エリカが気づいたのは。
そうよ。言葉にされるとちょっと参るわね。私は高橋と一緒よ。嘘はどうしてもつけないの。
エリカは傷つくさ。
私仕事はどんな人間のクズとでも人殺しとでもできるわ。いい仕事さえしてくれればね。でも恋は彼女としかできない。
それがどれだけエリカを傷つけるのかわからないわけじゃないだろうに。
それでもあなたの歌が美しいと嘘をつくことができないの。
この歌は渡さない方がいい。
どうして？
余計に傷つけるだろう。
私の精一杯の愛を？
精一杯だとわかるから辛い。
どうして理解してくれないのかしら。私には2つの愛があって、 一方は彼女を愛し、一方では音楽を愛してる。どうしてその二つが同じでなくてはならないの？
俺にまともな助言を期待するなよ。いっそ、全く違う仕事の人間にしたらどうだ。才能のある人間に、才能がないと言われながら一緒にいるのは、エリカが辛い。
言ってないわ、そんなこと。
一緒にいればわかる。
歌手だから彼女を愛したわけじゃないわ。でも、そうね。いっそ病院の看護婦や学校の教師でいてくれたら。
耐えられないのは彼女の弱さだ。誰だって自分が最高だって信じて生きてるわけじゃない。思い知る機会が与えられれば逃げ出したくなる。
そしてあんたは逃げ出したってわけね。
その通りだ。
一生は逃げられないのよ。
俺は一時期自分の仕事を蔑んでた。その罰が当たって向こうからそっぽを向かれたんだよ。もう戻れない。
あんたのことも私は好きだったわ。もちろん恋人としてじゃなかったけど、苦しんでるのは知ってた。いつかこんなことになるとは思ってた。その時、手を貸せたらって思ってたけど。無理ね。あんたは小さな女の子みたいに王子様を待ってる。
王子様？何をバカなこと。
女が王子様を待ってるってよく言うでしょ？最近の女は待たないのよ。待ってるのはあんたみたいな人間。王子様っていうのは理不尽だ、不遇だと不満だらけの何もしない場所から幸福へと連れて行ってくれるもので、でも女たちはもう王子様は本当は幸福に連れてってくれるもんじゃないってこと知ってるの。だから自分で行きなさい。
待てよ。ならどうしてこれを置いていくんだ？
あんたが何と言おうとそれなりの努力をしてあんたは生きてきたのよ。だからその証に手を貸す人間がいるってこと。エリカのことも私は決して見放さないわ。次の金曜にまた来る。
誰がお前の手なんか。王子様か。バカなこと言いやがって。そんなものがいればいっそ。
出て行くに出て行けない。
お姉様、武器を使わずに人を殺すよね。
俺は言葉が肺を突き刺して死にそうなんだけど。
お前は十分頑張ったってば。
お前はさ、思ってないことも言える人間なんだよな。
何言ってんだよ。俺は本当に。
俺、十分なんて頑張ってねえよ。けど、お前のそういうとこ、優しさだって、ちゃんと分かってっから。優しさも、人それぞれだ。
分かってないよ、何にも。
せめてどこの誰かは知らないが、エリカが幸せであることを祈る。え？エリカって、もしかして、灰原エリカちゃんか？あれや、これや、あれや。
何興奮してんだ、お前はもう。ほんとバカすぎだ。夕方はふっと人が引きますね。北千住の駅前も。
路地裏だからな。古い家が多くて驚いた。
うちも大概ですけどね。どうしたんです？急になんかしたいだなんて、そんな向いてもないこと。
捕まえただろ、猫を。しかしこの猫、そんなにしょっちゅう逃げるんじゃ、飼い主が嫌なんじゃないのか？事務所で飼ってもいいぞ。
中川さん、あなた年齢以外に大人なとこ少しは見せてください。っていうか、これ猫に見えるんですか？
大きいものが犬で、小さいものが猫だと子供の頃母親が。
鳴き声を教えてくれる人はいなかったんですか？犬のおまわりさんを歌わなかったんですか？
母親が言うことを鵜呑みにする子供だったんだ、俺は。
は才能のある人間は何かが欠落してることが多いんだそうですよ。生きるための杖に才能があるんだそうです。
それはまた気の毒な話だな。
自覚もないと。
あ、トラさんじゃないか。たく探しもしないで。
何ぼんやり見てんだあいつ。中学校の校庭なんて。ああ、虎次郎の頑張ってた野球部です。
今日は 焼肉でも食いに行くか。
ちょっと猫が、いや、犬が見つかったぐらいでそんな。
俺は結構今の生活が気に入ってる。君たちと永遠に遊び暮らしているのも悪かない。
中川さん。虎次郎が、嘘は少しずつ積もっていって、いつか全部を嘘にしてしまうかもしれないって言ってました。
俺は嘘なんか。
あの詩に曲をつけたらどうですか？
君までそんなことを言うのか。
だって、たくさんの人があなたのこと待ってるじゃないですか。手を貸すのは、それなりに中川さんが努力してきた証だって、薫お姉様がおっしゃってたじゃないですか。
いつから薫の手下に。
薫お姉様は立派です。
洗脳までされて。
嘘をつかずに生きていくなんて、すごいです。だってきっと、嘘をつかない人が一番大変なんですよ。
嘘をつく？いや、あいつはたった22歳の俺にあの美貌とプロポーションを盾にわけわかんなくさせといて、その上結婚するまで指一本触れさせないという技まで繰り出して盛大に披露宴までやった挙句、入籍の翌日に女とマウイ島に行った女なんだぞ。
それは騙される中川さんもどうかしてるんじゃないかと。
君は取られる方が悪いという考えの持ち主なのか。
最近中川さんのイメージがどんどん崩れてって。
悪かった
な。でも俺も、それいいことなんだと思います。虎次郎も言ってたけど。
どこが？
俺が一番、今の暮らし気に入ってるんですよ。今の仕事も、中川さんや虎次郎と毎日遊んでるみたいな。ずっと夏休みみたいな。俺はもしかしたら、本当にずっとここにいるかもしれないから。だから中川さんは、ちょっと、行ってきてもいいんですよ。
行ってくる？
あ、見つかったんだ。あややちゃん。あややちゃんも逃げ出しちょきでちゅね。ダメでちゅよ。め。
お前でかくて怖いって。あややちゃんよこせ。
でかくて怖いって。お前、子供の頃、人の肉体的欠陥のことを言っちゃダメだって言われなかったのかよ。
何が欠陥だよ。俺忘れてないからな。お前はガキの頃、俺のことチビチビチビチビ言って、いつでかくなんだよって。
トラさんは気になる子はいじめるタイプなんだ。いかにもだな。
俺そんなガキの頃から、アツシが気になってたわけじゃねえぞ。
でも今は気になると。
あんな面白いハンサムに、人よの恋人呼ばわりされてるあんたにだけは、もうなんも言われたくない。
その話は疑問だぞ。
分かったってなんもできないくせによ。
素手じゃ叶わないから何か武器を使って後ろから襲撃するさ。
ああ、少しは知恵がついたんじゃねえかよ。
な。
あんたさ、もうちょっとちゃんと、おかしなハンサムとかとも、喋んないとダメよ。
あいつは芸術家様で、言ってることなんか半分もわからん。本当に音楽以外何もまともにできないし、車の運転も、確定申告も。
あんたは、何かできるとでも？相変わらず美しい手をなさってからに。
今日は猫を見つけたぞ。
だから、それ犬。ね、ミキちゃん。俺たちじゃないからね。
何が？
あんたのことちゃんと考えてくれてるの。あんたのために考えてるの。俺たちじゃないからね。あんたに優しい人が、あんたを本当に助けてくれる人じゃないから。ね。
なんだよ。いきなり二人して。
お前もなんか言ったの？
ちょっとだけ。ああ、もう、すねない、すねない。そんなとこ座り込まないの、中川さん。
ガキじゃねえんだからよ、あったが。
焼肉行きましょう。ね。牛タン食べて、カルビ食べて、ビール飲んで、機嫌直して。
いいね。あと、ハラミとビビンバね。王子様の来週に備えて、肉でも食っとかないと。
俺はもう高橋には死んでも会わない。
ああ。
一言も言ってねえよ、俺。それがおかしなハンサムだなんてさ。金曜日には、薫様も来るし。今度できてねえとやべえだろ、マジで。事務所焼き払われっかもしんねえぞ。
昨べ夜中にやってた西部劇みたい。北千住であんなことが。薫お姉様ならしそう。
なんか生きる気力がなくなってきた。
最近俺不安になることがあるんだよね。
なんだよ。珍しく深刻な顔して。
この世に、 普通の異性愛者っていないんじゃないのかな。カオルお姉様はああだし、高橋さんはあの勢いだし、このままじゃ人類が。
確かに。
雰囲気に流されないように気をつけよう、俺。中川さん、書くのかな、曲。
複雑か？
お前の言う通り、中川さん本当はすんごい無理して意地張ってる。音楽に帰らないと。
そうだな。何でもあり、解散かな。
それでも仕方ないね。
そしたらお前どうする？
まあなんかして働くとは思うけど。
もう一回、料理仕事にしようとは思わないのか？
俺は、多分もう料理の仕事は、しない。こればっかりはさ、人を喜ばせることができなかったら、仕事じゃないから。虎次郎は？
俺、負けたところに戻ろうと思うんだ。負けたとこから、もう一遍始めねえと、ごまかして、ずっと嘘ついたまんま、行っちまう気がするんだ。やれば必ず何でも叶うってのは、嘘だって今でも思う。だけど、叶わなくても、やんなきゃなんないことってのが、あるって、俺。
そう言うだろうと思ってた。
高校のコーチの大学の先輩が二軍のコーチやってて、一応プロテストみたいなのしてくれるって言うんだ。今から行ってくるよ、俺。
そうか。頑張れよ。俺、本当にお前に野球やってて欲しかったからさ。嬉しいよ。本当に嬉しいよ。
置いてかれたみたいな顔すんなよ。お前はさ、お前で考えろよ。料理のことは、もうそうやってきっちり蹴りがついてんならいいさ。それはそれだし。俺ら、いつも先がねえじじいみたいに焦ってるけど、あるみたいじゃん。ミキちゃんや色男見てるとさ、いくらでも、なんぼでも、つうか大人になるよ、あいつらよ。アッシー。俺別に、お前の王子様になってやってもいいんだぞ。お前のこと好きだし。
それはどういう？
好きは好きだよ。どういう好きとか言われると、俺も引くけど、ほら、恋人でも、こういう好きはあるし、友達でもこういう好きはある。だからそういう好きだよ。だから王子様みたいに、お前がもう何にもする気になれなきゃ、俺がさ、なんだろう。嫁にってわけにはいかねえしな。まあ、なんかそういう。
おいおいおいおい。
なんか、くれてやったりとか、守ってやったりとか。貧困だな、俺の愛って。まあ、そうやってできることを、何でもしてやってもいいけど。お前は良くないだろ？
自分で行かなきゃ。
そうだ。どこに行くのかわかんねえけど。あのさ、俺はやるけど、お前もやんなきゃなんないわけじゃない。俺はこうしかできない。でもさ、お前はお前だ。お前が本当に今の自分が好きなら、それが自分で行くってことだと、俺は。
大丈夫。わかってる。
よし！じゃあ行ってくる！
おう！行ってこい！
ほら、お前が好きだぞ！いや、大好きだ！
それのどこがミュージカルと違うって言うんだよ、お前。くそ、トラジオ。頑張れよ！俺もお前が大好きだ！そして今日も、軽く世間は遠巻き。俺ものすごく普通の人間なのにな。 はあ、よかった。とんだ手錠プレイの最中だったらどうしようかと思った。あ、中川さんどうしたんですか、それ。
ああ、これか。厨房にナタがあったからぶった切ったんだ。高橋の腕を切ってやろうかとも思ったが、犯罪者になるのは割が合わない。
あ、高橋さんが？
大事なクーパーがレッカー移動されたんで、走って追っかけて行ったよ。
俺が最初にどうしたと聞いたのはですね。
これか。さっき届いたんだ。残りの慰謝料、ピアノに変えやがったあいつ。強行手段に出やがって。
薫様ですか。っていうか本当に慰謝料もらってたんですね。しかもまだ。
あいつも税金払うぐらいならって黙って払ってたんだが、稼がないとな。もう慰謝料は入ってこないし、いい加減俺の歌も流行らない。
曲を書くんですね。
何でも嫌だから曲も作るさ。好きだったのに、振り向いてもらえないから嫌いだと嘘をついてた。
嘘は良くないですね。募っていきます。
そうだ、積もっていたよ。
虎次郎ももう一遍頑張るみたいです。プロ野球テストを受けに行きました。ちょっと寂しいですけど、俺だけ何も持ってないみたいで。
俺が唯一知ってるいい言葉がある。人はそれぞれだ。
中川さん、
君には君の素晴らしいところがある。
どんな？
よくはわからない。だが俺もトラさんも君が好きじゃないか。ついでに言うと、俺は何でもありをやめるつもりはないぞ。
どうして？だって。
俺は君がここで一生懸命まずい料理を作ってなかったら、どこまで傲慢な人間になってたかわからないし、一年ここに通わなければ、競馬場か競輪場あたりで、どこまで転落してたかわからない。できないことを必死で続けてる君を見て、助けられたと俺は思ってる。
俺が中川さんを？
今度は、俺が君を助けないとな。それに俺は、この年になってできた初めてのお友達と、もう少し遊んでいたいのさ。でも君らがどこかへ行きたくなったら、いつ歩き出しても構わないんだよ。
どうしちゃったんですか？熱でもあるんじゃないでしょうね。
さあ、準備をするぞ。3人分のペペロンチーノ。君は3人分のナポリタンを作る。
だって。
それ1万回やって出直せって言われた。
そんな。
受かるわけないだろう。高校卒業して4年か？だらだらナポリタン食ってたんだろ？このままトラさんが帰ってこないなんて信じられるのは君ぐらいだ。
なんか、中川さんの根本が少しも変わらないことに今日ほどほっとしたことはありません。
ペペロンチーノ作ってやるよ、トラさん。
はい、トラジオ、ビール。また、頑張れよ。
おう !1 万回やるぜ、俺は！お、いい匂いだな。お揃いの手錠しちゃって。私、鍵持ってますのに。どこ行ったかな？これ、ねえな。
なんだよ、お前！
大事なクーパーを取り返してきたよ。俺にも飯を食わしてくれ、中川。お、ストーンウェイじゃないか。
さん？うわ！なんだこのピアノ！
どうしてこの存在感で気づかないでいられるんだよ。
ストーンウェイのある事務所か。最高だな。俺も雇ってくれよ、ここで。時々なんでだか借金取りが来るんだ。副業を持ちたい。
冗談じゃない。
まあ、ミキちゃん。で、あんたに何ができると？
そうですよ。車の運転はああだし、一般常識はないし、無駄にハンサムなので、尾行にも向きません。
何かあるだろう？俺にだってできることが。
あれ？外からなんかカリカリ変な音が。あれ？あややちゃん、どっちゃんでちか、ちゃったでちか。
もうそいつは俺の猫だ。
タヌキだろ、あれ。
なんか、あのサイレン、 ここに近づいてね。
クーパー、取り返してきたって言いましたよね。どうやって取り返したんですか？ちょっと高橋さん、タヌキに夢中になってないで。
かわいいやつだなこいつ。おっと、俺に惚れるんじゃないよ。困ったお嬢さんだ。俺には俺になりたいと言って泣くような恋人がいない。
止まった。
なんかたくさんの足音が。
愛人になりたいのかい？困った子猫ちゃんだ。
いや、タヌキってあんた。
っていうか人の犬だしそれ。
やっぱり俺は一人で生きていきたいような気がしてきた。
Maybe it's the ad break right now. At least I'm having like a, like it's saying that it might be. No, I don't think it's forcing happiness. No. Get me that, let me think about how I can, like, make clearer what I mean. Mm. Um, because forcing happiness is actually like I'm not a fan of that at all. Like I don't think it's how you necessarily get out of depression or anything. I feel like forcing happiness is essentially suppressing negative emotions, and not like fixing them or anything. So this is like, that's really not what I mean. What I mean is that you try to feel what you need to feel your best. And find ways to support your body and yourself on being healthy. So that's, for example, why if I notice like everyone getting sick, I take vitamin C or start drinking these like ginger shots, which are like healthy and stuff. This is why with the winter summer break, and I suspected like a vitamin D deficiency, I made like, you can buy at like a supermarket now in the Netherlands, like Kruidvat. You can like, not even like, I think even at Albert Heijn maybe, you can buy like a vitamin D test, like self-test. And I did that one to find out if I have enough vitamin D, and it turns out I'm like no, definitely not. So that's why I started taking vitamin D. that's why with the motivation deficit and with the like lights outside, knowing it influences me, and knowing that I like sometimes get like really frustrated with like things outside like taking more energy, and like sort of like being annoyed that I need to adjust my life to like, or that my life is different in winter than it is in summer, because in summer you can just like go outside and it's like easy breezy, right? But in winter, if you go outside, it's like a whole act where you need to put on the right clothes and like all of that shit, right? So just like, even though you can still do it, I'm not saying you can't, it takes more energy. So it's like, if you have like a really eventful day in summer, like a really successful, like, I don't know, like a day where you feel really good about yourself in summer can be way harder and actually outside of your energy in winter. That's why sort of I came up with this like different tradition with the like Christmas decor, to not only sort of like make it more apparent that like winter, like my winter habits and my winter life is going to be different than my summer life, but also to make it like fun, I guess. And to make there something like to look forward to, which you sort of like gain in exchange for not having sun outside anymore till like 11 o'clock or something, or whatever we have in summer. It's like it never turns dark, I think. Yeah, I mean, winter is depression season. Like, let's be like honest. Like, winter is depression season, and it is that season for a reason, right? So I feel like taking that reason to heart and being aware that your, you know, like your body and how you feel is not only influenced by yourself and by your like if you feel good about yourself or not, but if you feel good about yourself is influenced by your body actually. If you have less energy, you are way more likely to become depressed. If you have pain the entire time, or if you're sick, for example, you're way more likely to become depressed. If you have if you feel like really demotivated and you lack vitamin D, for example, because vitamin D is used to like make hormones and stuff like that, and like vitamin D is a very crucial vitamin. If you don't have enough of that, it's very much likely that you can turn depressed. Like if you if you have like inflammation because of the sickness, that's also like how like it's like taking energy away from you. If it's cold outside, you need to heat up your body more, so it's taking energy away from you. Like we need to sort of like get how we influence our body and how our body is influencing ourselves. So in order to be like, our body's not influencing me negatively, please, we need to help our body a little bit. That's why I'm saying like it's sort of like, it always depends on the person, right? Like some people, for example, I don't know, if they do like home workouts in winter, they like really boost their immune system. Other people really like to go like 3 times a week to the sauna, for example. Other people really love having like Sundays with family, and that's giving them energy, right? Like it really depends on like what you necessarily need. But like to me, I'm more of like that practical person, so I'm like vitamin C for sickness, vitamin D for the vitamin D deficiency, like Christmas decor to like have something to look forward to in winter. I also, for example, I change my hobbies sometimes a little bit. Like I'm not as expecting of myself to go outside. Like I'm just sort of like, it's fine if I don't feel like going outside when it's raining the entire time. Like I get it. But I still try to do like something, you know? At the same time, like for example, I try to buy like really warm clothes and like buy like a thermo leggings to like use beneath my jeans and stuff like that. So to make it like as comfortable as possible to go outside. Buy good shoes which are like really waterproof so that it's like comfortable to go outside. Then I had something else, but I just forgot it. Also just sort of rest more. like if I notice like okay, it's going like from summer to winter and like the weather is influencing me or like the sun, stuff like that, it's like I just notice like today, like I just woke up but it feels like a shit day. And I just need a little bit more rest and I'm just gonna like take it easy on myself, you know? I don't expect the same amount of energy than on like this perfect summer day. And then some of the things to stay in green are general things, right? Like some of the things are being for example, for me, it's this list. You probably heard me talking about it already, Pyro. It's this list where I said like there's like intellectual needs, there's like physical needs, there's like sort of like a flow need, then like creative needs and like all of that stuff. So for example, when I the last 2 or 3 weeks now, I haven't been reading. And honestly, I feel a little bit shit about myself. And I don't wonder, like, oh, do I actually hate myself? Because I'm like, no, I just haven't been reading, and that's why I feel like this. Like, I need to read again. Like, that feeling coming up of, like, being like, oh, I feel stuck, I don't feel like I get smarter, and I don't feel like I, like, achieve anything, whatever. Like, I know that these feelings are... they're not like they are connected to reality in a certain sense, right? Because I don't read right now, so yeah, in that area I don't progress in that moment, or not actively at least. But at the same time I don't like have those feelings coming up and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm so shit. But I have those feelings coming up and like, damn, I should read. Like I've noticed this last week and I still didn't read. Like, what the fuck? Or for example, that need of like sort of like coming down, like being like sort of like being grounded, like doing something with your hands, feeling that flow state, being connected to your body, but like having like your mind going like blank and getting that like rest, you know? And that's what I have with crocheting. And when I didn't crochet anymore, it's not necessarily crocheting, right? It could be something else which gives me the same effect, but I haven't been doing anything else which gives me the same effect. So once I didn't crochet anymore, I really noticed how I feel a little bit like out of touch with myself. Like I feel a little bit like exhausted from my head because I need that break. And yeah, now I started crocheting again and it's going better. So like there's a few things you just sort of need to feel good about yourself, that if you don't do them anymore, you won't think, oh, I haven't been reading, but you will just feel shitty about yourself. Like you might just look in the mirror and feel like, I look like shit, like I'm unlovable, you know? And then later on, and then like if you were to realize that it's actually only because you were on social media way too long, it's like now all it makes sense. But that's not what comes up naturally. Like it's like this connecting the dots behind the curtain is really hard. But once you connected the dots behind the curtain, it's actually like really quite ridiculous what your body like makes up. Just because you've been on social media, seen some like fit people, you've watched some like, I don't know, like fitness YouTube videos, all of a sudden you feel shitty about yourself and feel like you're a fat fuck. Is that real, you know? Like, because like a week ago you haven't thought that and you were actually quite okay with yourself, you know? Like, so it's like really like what you do can really influence how you think. Mental health talk, what is this? Oh, it can be a lot. It can be a mental health check-in where you just share how your mental health is, how you've been doing. It can be a discussion about a very specific topic, for example, like death and the fear of death. Like we had today in the beginning. It can be about sort of like, I guess more like knowledge-based, more like when we like watch a video on like mentalization and sort of talk about that, where it's more like you sort of like learn something about which you would, I guess, learn in therapy more often. So, can be a lot of different things. Just sort of, I guess, depends what you need. So, yeah. Right now, we're sort of talking about how your body influences your mind and your thoughts, and how your thoughts and mind influences your body. And hi, Fluffy Buddy. Well, welcome. Already a 7-stream streak. Let's go. I'm glad. I love that, actually. I honestly love that. I don't know why, but like this achievement specifically, the like watch streak really gives me like a sense of accomplishment. And I don't know, just feeling like being seen, in a not as literal sense initially, but apparently also in a very literal sense. But yeah, just feeling like, damn, Fly's been here for like the past 7 streams. Like, he's enjoying this. I'm doing something right. Oh, I wanted to make like a Christmas sweater design myself, but I haven't come around to it yet. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it in time. I like calling with one people to leech their body. Well, that's me too. Oh, ninja. For sure. Wait, I will never have to lie about my age again. I'm just gonna pretend we didn't hear that. In the past, I've invited people with the church community. We had food and stories, etc. I don't like that winter season, the suicide season. Yeah. I mean, it's suicide season because it's depression season, right? Like, it makes a lot of sense. It's because our body is going through a lot of change, right? But none of us is like actually taking that into account. Like how our body influences us is like I sort of like just explained, right? How our mind influences our body is like, it is the ability to understand that, oh, I'm feeling like a little bit sick now. I could take vitamin C. I could take a ginger shot. I could take like some medicine to help my body. If we don't do that, we pass on the chance of our mind influencing our body and are just like, let's find out what happens. I feel a little bit adventurous right now. Let's just, tag along for the ride, see where it takes us. I don't really like being randomly taken to places. I like taking vitamin C, ginger shots, vitamin D, having like a vision, and because of that, my body is stable. Like, I don't know, like I actually had I was sick, right? And then my sister came along and I absolutely overextended. Like I shouldn't have done all of the things I did with her. I'm gonna be honest. I was very well aware that I'm fucking up my health in that moment and that I'm taking that risk. I was doing it anyway. To be fair, I didn't crash as much as I thought I would. Like, I thought I would, necessarily, when she's gone, I would just die. I'd fade off the face of Earth. I didn't. I'm like, yeah, it's, sticking around, which is annoying, to be fair. But, neighbors from us were this, the flu, which is going around right now, freaking, no fun. I've been sick, but I've been fine, So, and that's, yeah. I don't know. And this is the first winter where I've been, emotionally stable so far. I don't know. And now I see Zach, actually, where before I always thought, yeah, he's mentally stable, right? And now I see him struggling every few weeks, being like, oh, everything sucks right now. I'm, in that low. And I'm just like, yeah, buddy, what do you expect, bro? Like, you don't take vitamin D, you don't take vitamin C. You're not changing your expectations to accommodate that switch from summer to winter season. Like, every time you come here and talk to me, you tell me how it's influencing you so much that it's turning dark so early. But you don't take vitamin D, you don't switch anything, you know? Like, there's no... You like talk about this bothering you, but you don't help your body to combat that, you know? Like, only if it's like really bad, or if the doctor would like tell you, but like, apparently not if it would just take it from average low to like good, you know? And hi Nakade, welcome, welcome! Also on a 7 stream story, let's go! Oh! Nice. Because people make Christmas too important. Feeling alone on a day that should be spent with family, partners, or friends. Alone while being depressed isn't good, so we made a post in the newspaper. That's nice. That's nice. I honestly... I would low-key feel like a community Christmas. Like, I don't know, like, I've seen, have you all seen, what is the name of that series? No. That football coach who's like super positive, but low-key depressed? Ted Lasso. Have you all seen that? They're like one of the, like, some like secretary helpers person, and his wife, they actually, like, on Christmas, they invite everybody of that football team who's like in England and their family's not here, so they would have to like celebrate alone. And yeah, they invite like all of them over, and it seems so much fun. It seems literally like so much fun. I don't know. And yeah. I feel like I don't really know how to... I guess how to get in a... like how to... Like maybe there's already something like that, maybe something like that already exists. But I'm not sure. To be fair, I think the Netherlands have a better chance than Germany. Like we have quite a lot of community projects actually. So I feel like it actually could exist. Like we have a lot of like elderly projects, especially where like young people can just like come by. So I feel like I might just need to get like a little more out and about in a community and a little bit more involved, but it's a bit hard if you don't speak proper Dutch. Gotta say. Also, to be fair, I'm like, I low-key wanna maybe make a space for people who don't speak proper Dutch. I'm not sure if that's maybe only because I don't want to learn Dutch, or like I'm scared to speak Dutch. Could be the case. Like, I'm not saying that's not it, okay? I'm just saying it would also be useful. Yeah. Oh. All right. See you in a second then, Narim. But yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like we... Like, I don't know, like you can't... Obviously, you can't fix everything with vitamin D or vitamin C. But I don't know. I feel like having our body on our side at least can really be really helpful in terms of like depression and mental stability. Because I feel like if our body is like has the energy to bounce back, we're way less likely to turn into this like downward circle. Downward spiral. It's a spiral. Otherwise it wouldn't get worse. But yeah. Fluffy, by the way, we have a 3D printer now. I don't know, we told them. I just wanted you to know. Just wanted to share we have a cool new toy. It was our Christmas present. Early Christmas present. Really cool. I'm so newly obsessed with the 3D printer, honestly. We need to make some solution for the filament to be dry though. And I haven't necessarily found like a perfect solution yet. Because most of the solutions I find are like, I don't know, like 2 kilograms of filament, where I'm like, no. The fuck? No. But we'll see. This tastes absolutely disgusting, but it helps. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's essentially I don't know, it's like alcohol with herbs. Or something. Like literally, like whoever has this, if you have any type of like thing which is like going on in your throat, use that. So good. Like this one actually helps with like throat pain. Like 𝔹 kill spray, which means like throat spray. I took a plastic box above the printer and put a metal rod that it can roll a hole in the bottom to bring the filament to the printer and some screws to keep it in place. Yeah. We're sort of, at the moment, we're trying to look into a prettier option. I've seen that this is like the cheapest one. But to be fair, we have like two annoying things. Like we bought like a bamboo printer, and they have like really short, like of these cables. So we need to buy like longer cables, like where the filament is going through. But also the connection of the like AMS, like the data connection of the AMS between the like 3D printer and the AMS is also quite short, actually, like really short. So it's literally like we thought about just mounting the AMS like above the 3D printer, but it's too short for that right now. So I don't know how we're gonna fix that, but we need to get like an extension cable for that. I bet like it exists, right? But like, yeah, we gotta do that still. Yeah. But yeah. I made this really cool thing. I made whistles. it's like, it's not like I didn't like make the 3D model, don't get me wrong. Like, this is literally something which was made by the community. But like, look how tiny it is, bro. And like, here the hole is for like putting it on your keychain. And yeah. It's a really loud whistle. I'm not gonna do it, okay? Don't be scared. But like, I love how it's this tiny and really loud. Like, this is the peak of design. I love that. So, I don't know. I already gave one to my neighbor. I'm gonna be giving these to like everybody I meet. They're amazing. I love them. If I ever have like a physical store somewhere, I'm just gonna give them to everybody who's like buying something at my store. Like, honestly, only because of these whistles and them like giving them to like people who buy something from my store, I considered having like some type of like physical shop at some con. Because I was like, I really want to like attach them to the things I sell and just give them away. It's like, yeah. So now I just need like a business to sell stuff from. So yeah. Easy, right? That's how, like, one day with my business, which started because of wanting to give away those whistles for free, is going famous. Just remember how we started. All because of tiny whistles. So how are you doing, Fluffy, by the way? We haven't done a mental health check-in for you yet. What is an 𝔹𝕃 exercise? I have absolutely no idea. And in stress, are you like already in the train or stuff like this and just like waiting to get there? It's security. Oh. IT security, oh, well, okay. It's security. Bro, sometimes my brain is really funny. But I see. Wish I would be at home and rush for my routine. I'm not like I'm not judging, okay? I'm just interested. How do you type while trying to rush through your routine? Like, no judgment, okay? I'm just like, how does that work? Because like for me, my routine is like I couldn't be typing one-handed. I couldn't be typing one-handed while my routine, like, especially if I'm not trying to like rush through it with like really like I don't know, like putting on shoes one hand, impossible. I don't know, like going on the toilet one hand, impossible. What's the other routine? I don't know. Grabbing keys, stuff like this. Okay, that I guess that's okay with one hand. Putting on like the jacket, like scarf, all of that with one hand? Nah. Not while typing, at least. Like, I can hold something in my hand, but I couldn't be typing. cooking one-handed. I have opened an egg with one hand once, like one of those like crazy chefs. That was like once. So I could grab a pan, put like one egg in there, make some like I could open. Well, I couldn't put like salt or pepper on it because you need to turn the thing. I can't turn it with one hand. So I could put soy sauce in. Yeah, that's about it. I mastered being late. True though. Like we sort of like I asked you like you were succeeding. That's actually a bias, like, because you said you were late, so it's actually the routine. It's not really succeeding. Mm. So Fergus, by the way, do you want to take part in a mental health check-in? You want to share how you've been doing the past week? It's also fine if you don't feel ready for that. You can just say like no or something. Oh, you are playing League of Legends right now? Okay, focus on the game first. I was playing a bunch of League actually while I was sick. I deranked. Lost like 100 LP or something, I think. So I don't know. Like in the beginning it wasn't going bad, but on the second day or like third day, I was losing the entire day. It was so bad. I think it was like in the morning on a weekday or something. And I had somebody, like the entire team was tilting every game. I tried to have chat on for like three games, and in every game I reported, I don't know, like minimum 2 people and turned off the chat. I had one person getting their champ banned, and then picking the champ of the person who banned their champ, and texting in all caps how we're all stupid and like deserve to lose and all of that, and he's gonna troll, blah blah blah. And yeah, in that game, like the entire team went mental. The entire team. Then I had a game with a Tristana jungle who was like, I was saying like hi and stuff like this, and she was like, nobody likes you, you're a Lux player. And I was like, okay, that's a harsh judgment just based on stereotypes. And then and then she was going on about like, oh, it's actually like a sign of low IQ if you like no, just pattern recognition. And then like it's actually a sign of low IQ if you don't recognize patterns. And then she said like, so we do that for like Lux players and some type of ethnicity. So it was like, okay, so you're trying to excuse racism right now with pattern recognition. Okay. Okay. And then she said, but like, and then she said, but I'm just a girl. I don't need to be smart. Which was like, this whole thing didn't make sense. So I was just like, okay, that's a wild statement. And then she answered, oh, it's like talking to a plant or something towards me. I was just like, damn, you're so unnecessarily rude right off the bat. Like, there's like nothing has happened. I picked Lux. And you're hating me. Like, this is crazy. So yeah, I reported her. All goes to say her Tristana jungle was trash. Like we all expected, to be fair. Considering it's Tristana jungle, like I don't know if anybody is playing that right now. Maybe some pro champ, but not like she's not pro in silver. Yeah. So yeah, she was muted. She managed to tilt somebody for our team, I think, because they went mental too. I had her muted, right? So I don't know what she said or didn't. So I had to report them too. I had somebody go AFK as well. Like, I don't know, like, it was a shit show. It was an entire shit show. Everything was bad. Every match was really bad on that last day. I lost, I think, like 5 in a row or something. And then I was like, you know what? I actually just gonna stop playing League. I feel like I'm good. I like, you know, like, I feel like I don't feel like playing League anymore, actually. I like, you know, at the beginning I really felt like playing League, like, not anymore, actually. So yeah. So a very different experience to you, Fluffy, with your 59% win rate. Like, I wish, but no, that's not me, sadly. The Aram new mode? What is the new Aram mode? And welcome back, Nadim. How are you doing? I feel like only playing Aram is good. It's a smart move. And hi, G4s. How are you doing? Welcome. Jungle Def clearly. Carry make raid? Sure. Grumpy Palace Cat? Sure. With now, my silver, probably not even silver 1 anymore, but silver 2. Wait, what is the higher one? Wait. Like, do you rank up with silver 4? No, silver 1 is better, right? Like, silver 1 is the best, and then you're like gold 4, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm like silver 2, actually. I think I deranked in one session from gold 4 to silver 2. $95. Ah, yeah, true. But yeah, I wish, not me. I don't know enough about League to understand. It's chess. It's chess, covered in like wrapping paper in a bow of a fun, fast-paced, cooperative multiplayer game. But essentially, it's chess. It just looks more interesting. Yeah. Doing good in you? I'm doing quite well myself, actually. Yeah. I've been sick, but I feel like I'm fine. But it's like, it's sticking along a little bit, you know what I mean? Like when that last bit, like I feel like I'm fine, except if I would like overdo it on a day. Know what I mean? That state of like being good. And apart from that, mentally, I'm really good. I'm entering the season. I was Emerald 3 last season. That's the last time I played ranked. Carry me. You carry me, okay? Like, which role are you playing? Main support. I was the main support. I actually had amazing games playing Lux Morgana bot lane. If you are ever up for Lux Morgana, I will take you up on the offer, for sure. I love that. With Lux Morgana, I think I have like 90% win rate or something. To be fair, I have like 5 games or something. Wait, 90% doesn't exist in 5 games. But I have like a really high win rate playing Lux Morgana. But only Lux Morgana. If I play anything apart from that, it's shit. Yeah. So I might still get shit, but it's, you know, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, actually. You just sort of sit back and let them struggle. I'm so fucking tired. I want a rhythm, but can't keep it. So annoying. Last days only I had like 2 to 3 hours per night. Fuck. I'm sorry, Fluffy. What is keeping you from having that rhythm? All right. That's a take. Psychiatry and psychology are not the fields they should be. They are religious cults. It is so sad. Do you mind to elaborate a little bit on that? Because I don't know you, right? Like I see how this can apply, but I don't, like, you know, like this could be like, imagine somebody say that who doesn't believe in psychology or like mental health at all. It's a very different take to like a normal and science believing person critiquing psychology and psychiatry in our, let's say, business model of society. So you want to elaborate a little bit on that? Like in which direction are we going? Or what do you mean here specifically? My brain, try the rainbow, chase the rainbow, I guess. You try, like, did you try melatonin? Or any other sort of like sleep helping, well, medicine is maybe too high of a touch because melatonin is not really medicine. But there's also like valerian root and capsules and stuff like this, which can make you like more relaxed. I raise my hand for a high five to that. Fluffy, on the positive side, I now wrote like at least 4 chapters for my next indie campaign and made like 50 battle maps plus 3 world maps ready. Damn. Okay. So Naradim has been cooking. I see, I see. Sure, they are more interested in ideology than helping individuals. They smuggle in religious ideas that are not scientific at all. As a scientist, I'm appalled. Which specifically, because I personally don't have that experience so far. But I know that, like, depending on the psychologist you talk to, it can be, like, really different. So, like, I live in the Netherlands right now, and I have been getting, like, therapy in the Dutch system. And I've had, like, two therapists so far. Both of them didn't have any ties to religion. From what I know, like I don't even know if they're religious themselves or not. But do you have any, like, examples on religious ideas? Because I definitely also, like, the religion ideas are stripped of the religious language. Sorry, I don't follow that part. What is, like, religious language? The religion ideas has stripped of the religious language. Do you guys know why your brains can't rest? Have you ever tried to explore that? Like, do you know what's in the way there? I'm really interested in your take, by the way, temporary existence. I'm just, like, I would really love, like, that certain desires are always symptoms of illnesses. The principle originate from religion, but they do not mention God. You mean, for example, that, like, for example, like neurodivergencies, like autism, are an illness? Like that? Or you mean in terms of, like, sex education and that, for example, like BDSM is tied to trauma and stuff like this? I actually also watched sex ed. A friend of mine, a teacher, actually told us about sex ed and was like, that show, amazing. We are watching it as sex education in school, actually. Like the first few, like the first two, I think, or something, parts. And then he sort of hopes that everybody's watching that on their, like, in their free time. Depression is diagnosed regardless of the context behind the symptoms. Okay. Yeah. How is that necessarily bad? Or, like, in which I feel like there's something like unspoken here, because the diagnosis, like diagnosing something without the context behind the symptoms, doesn't necessarily mean you get like bad care, right? Because it's only like putting a name to what you experience, which is more based on like the results, right? It would be problematic if the care is like always the same for depression, which I didn't experience though. So I would need you to like elaborate sort of like on your personal perspective on this, because I feel like our experiences in like with psychology and psychiatrists have been like really different. So what is like an unspoken or something like an obvious truth to you is something I'm lacking in the picture here to like properly understand your perspective on this. But I would really like to understand your perspective on this. League match is over. What's going on? We started into the topic or take that psychiatry and psychology are not fields they should be, are not the fields they should be. They are religious cults, and it is so sad by temporary existence. Now we're sort of diving into how that is meant specifically, because I feel like I don't have the full picture yet. Okay. I've been diagnosed by MDD. Okay, let me... Oh, fuck. Major depressive disorder. Okay. But I'm not depressed. I'm just... ADHD and my autistic profile means that I cannot be ideological. I have to go. I'm at uni. All right, Fluffy. See ya. But thank you for being here. It was a pleasure. See you next time. Okay. Yeah. I definitely like... I'm not sure if I would sort of like pin that... like I do agree that the diagnostics are really weird sometimes and really odd. I'm not sure if I would pin that on religious things though. Like I feel like it's... Well, I guess maybe. Because it's definitely, it's sort of like, it's from that old perspective of like, sort of like you say, there's like a normal person. And then everybody who isn't like that is sort of like sick. And I guess that picture was shaped a lot by religion. Especially with like Christianity being like pay for not being normal to like be let into heaven and stuff like this. I don't feel like though that the people who are now in the system are sort of like actively maintaining that because of the religion and stuff like this. So I just feel like it's more of like it's like a religious artifact, you know, which is messing up the system we have nowadays still. And I don't know, I just, well, to me, like, doesn't really matter, right? But I feel like the only thing I sort of feel like that, like, I don't really want to use the word like religious cult or anything on them, because what that implies to me is like, what it means to me personally is that every single person in that field is not safe, and is taking part in that like delusion and like maintaining these like rules which are there for like no reason, where I don't really think that is true. Like, I do feel like there's a big difference between psychologist to psychologist and institution to institution, and I feel like even though the system is definitely flawed, the individuals are, I think, trying to do their best. Maybe not all of them, but I think a lot of them are really trying to do their best if in the context they are given. And I don't feel like we need the explanation of like religious cult to accept that, or like to explain how a system like that is flawed, because I feel like we have so many systems in our society and so many of them are really old, and they're influenced by a lot of things, like not only by religion but just by sort of like any of our history. I have something in my eye here. And it's like hard to like change them, I guess, because we're always so concerned with changing to newer standards, I feel like. Like, I feel like, I don't know, we're sometimes so scared really of change. That's why like all of that is taking like quite long, I feel like. But I don't even know if that's really because of like religion or anything, or maybe just because of like power dynamics. Like, I, for one, for example, think that the influence of capitalism on our system nowadays, is it gone now? I'm getting irritated by it. Is a lot. So I would personally actually argue that the influence of capitalism and the agenda of capitalism is flowing and holding our mental health sector back more right now than religion, I think. But not every human problem cannot be solved by the person with therapeutic help. Okay. Really confused by all the like no's. I don't think we're necessarily stating that we can help everybody with everything, right? Good therapy can't often be given. Instead, patients get a fast fix with medication without treating the causes. Yeah. Yeah, that's sort of like where I see the capitalism coming in. Because I feel like we, I mean, like in America, where we sort of see how profiting from people being sick is actually just valued more than people being healthy. we also see with capitalism that we don't really like our system like it's right now. Like with school, with mental health, with everything, like our entire system, we sort of encounter when we're kids, right? We're not really raised to be happy, balanced humans. We're raised to work and make money and care about money and want money. Like, we're really raised around that capitalistic idea. Instead of being raised to fulfill our potential and take care of ourselves and sort of like be a good human or be successful at being human. And I feel like we also see that in mental health, because it's not really like our system, I feel like as a whole is more based on numbers, which doesn't mean the like individuals are that like focused on capitalism, right? But it means that the way we created our system is not based on individual needs, but is based on numbers entirely. So, for example, healthcare, which is not profitable, but only a minus, is not important as healthcare, which is really profitable. That's why, for example, in the Netherlands, from a friend of mine, I don't think this is like the true statement for the entire Netherlands, but I know that a friend of mine wanted to get therapy again. And for her, essentially, she got denied therapy because she could still work, because it wasn't that bad. So, and there we see it's like, it's not really about the individual being healthy, but it's really about like, can you still create like monetary value or not? And if you can't create monetary value, then we're going to help you to have you be able to create monetary value again. But if you can, like, why should we help you, sort of? And also with like regular healthcare in the Netherlands, like, they're really stingy about any type of like test or treatment or whatever. And with like most of the things, like there's this stereotype actually about the Netherlands where like you just call your doctor and they just tell you like, yeah, just take paracetamol. And they literally, like, that stereotype is sadly true. Like they always so far told me to just take paracetamol and see if it's going to be gone after 2 weeks. It like really didn't matter for what I called. Like I called because I thought I had a heart attack. Didn't really matter. Take paracetamol, see if it's gone in 2 weeks. So it's like really more like if there's no necessity to act because you can't create monetary value anymore, and therefore the state needs to support you with monetary value, then they're gonna help you. Which also means that help and like the mental health system is more based on general concepts that work and like helping the mass, instead of having really good individual solutions. And especially individuals which need really individual solutions, right? Because, for example, like our friend here, you're like, ADHD, that's the people who fall through the cracks, because it's like hard to sort of like cover you in the system we have, like we got finances for. And then also, I feel like our we have a lot of science. We really have a lot of science. But at the same time, even the people who should know that science sometimes really hear of it way too late. So for example, like